I'm continuing my streak of playing rare games that are rarely seen with the Banjo-Kazooie installment. It's a mainline game, Grunty's Revenge, originally on the Game Boy Advance. This is an even rarer version of it on the mobile phone, Java phone, released in 2005. To get started, I'll back out and launch it so you can see all the... 2004, actually. I guess the wikis are wrong. In-Fusio is the publisher for mobile platforms. And, yep, sound is working. It's a little loud there. I'll turn that down for everyone. It's a little bit tinny and MIDI, of course, as you might expect. And there's not much sound in the whole game, as you would expect for the platform. Yeah, so what can we say about this? 2004. Some places credit the development to Cybiko, under contract from In-Fusio, but other places just say In-Fusio made it. I'm not really sure, but we actually do, if I'd taken more time to research, which I did not have time to do because I've just had a plumber in to fix a leaky shower just now. That's why the stream actually started a little bit late. But yeah, we do have a credits in here. Mobile game executive producers from Microsoft. These people. Credits from In-Fusio. I can speed this up, by the way. Programmers. One designer. Of course, these are not rare people. These are people working under In-Fusio, I guess, at an in-house development studio, perhaps. But they look to me like Eastern European names, which may give away the location of the studio. Again, I didn't do all the research, but yeah, there's the people that we have to thank for this game today, and I think we will be thanking them. From the little I've played of it so far, it seems quite nicely done. Banjo-Kazooie mobile version, based on the GBA game, of course. Oh, that copyright says 2005. Well, now I'm even more confused. And help, this will give us game instructions. Of course, we're using a phone keypad here. Totally, absolutely. 5 is jump. Collect musical notes in-game to trade for additional moves. Banjo must traverse each world in search of his long-lost feathery pal Kazooie, and then defeat Gruntilda the Witch. With Boz-Eye the Mole to help his quest, Banjo collects empowering items while he navigates dangerous environmental hazards, meeting Oracle, or various characters who intend him harm along the way. Oracle is the Ginger Oracle, housed within a statue. Follow the instructions appearing on the screen and you'll be a success. Thanks, game. That's very encouraging. Now, the emulator I'm using today is called Micro Emulator. It itself is based on Java, so I think maybe that helps compatibility because the other emulator that I usually use, K Emulator, didn't run this quite as well, but the other one does have the feature of you're able to expand the screen space and the game kind of copes with that. But I had other issues with it, control issues, sound issues, and stability issues. So what I'm using is Micro Emulator, and it seems quite good. So without any further ado, let's start a new game. 2 months have passed since Gruntilda the Witch was defeated by Banjo and Kazooie. After falling from her tower, Gruntilda was buried underground, where she remains, waiting for her sisters to rescue her until this very day. So this sets up the game as an interquel in between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, but having been made after Tooie, it takes some inspirations and design elements from Tooie. We'll talk about that more as we go on. So Banjo's saying, Kazooie, you clear things up in the house. He's offered to clean the barbecue. Hang on, this is too quick. I need to focus more on it. So what I'm going to do is just go back and start again so I can read that properly. Sorry. Okay, so I've done that. Hey, Kazooie. Hey, Kazooie. I'll clean the barbecue. Your hook while you clear things up in the house. And Boz-Eye appears anachronistically. Huff, huff. Banjo need get Kazooie, quick. Grunty back, looking to kidnap favorite friend of Bear for evil plan to change history. Too late, here comes. I think, yeah, okay, I'll... Now I have your feathered friend. On my sisters I won't depend. That's just my Elphaba voice. With this duo split in two, there's nothing that I cannot do. Hold tight, Kazooie. We'll move quite fast to travel back into the past. Grr, we can't let Grunty get away with this. We've got to get Kazooie back before something awful happens. Mumbo use strong magic. Send Banjo back to same time as Grunty. Banjo try to find ancestors of Mole and old boring Jiggy Wiggy. They help the bear get bird back. Hope magic not have too many side effects. Okay. Oh, there's a bit more chat here. Wow, that was some light show. Sure hope Grunty didn't spot you. Sorry to frighten you, Mr. Mole, sir. I'm feeling a little dizzy. I wonder, could you show me the way to Gruntilda's castle? Grunty's castle's still being built. You must be Banjo. A letter about you appeared in a flash. Like you just did. Came from some Mimba Jimba fella. Mumbo Jumbo. No, it's true, I tells ya. Good joke. Poof, and there it was. It said you'd need some help to remember a few moves you'd forgotten from your trip. By the way, you can call me Buzzeye. You'll need to learn the pack whack first. I've left my lessons at the next molehill, just north of here. Press asterisk, and I'll come a-running. One more thing. Be sure to bring 10 musical notes with you. I ain't doing this for charity. You'll need to collect notes to trade for moves. Yeah, I was a bit unsure about giving him an old prospector voice, but given his looks and the way they cut the T off in just, I think that was intended. All right, have a listen. Lovely MIDI. So yeah, on K Emulator, getting a note was causing like a big pause every time you pick one up. Wasn't too good. And I don't mean Banjo's big pause. I can't see any chat, so if anyone's there, sing out, please. Or send me a message on Discord. Anyway. Yeah, so much like the GBA game, this is an isometric style platformer. I noticed that the opening cutscene took the script basically verbatim from the original GBA game with an interesting twist in that Buzzeye doesn't appear until you go to the past, but here Buzzeye showed up in the present before you get warped back, and it seems like they'd given Mumbo's lines to Buzzeye without changing them at all, so he has the vocal tick pattern that Mumbo has, or the accent, you know. So yeah, we're getting notes. We're in Spiral Mountain now of the past, and we need notes, of course, to get them all to teach us moves, like in every Banjo game. Oh, now I haven't set up a key for this because I wasn't sure which keys would be used, but I can do that now. So button 3, asterisk. There we go. Well, now, that's more like it. Let me see them notes. Here you go, Buzzeye. Okay, now let's see. You can use your pack to whack things. If you're standing still, just press asterisk or star to trigger the pack whack. You'll find this useful on your way to Jiggy Temple. But before you go into the temple, why not try talking to the Ginger Oracle? She might be able to help you find your bird. Thanks, Buzzeye. See you at the next molehill. Pack whack. Now, look at this game. This is, yeah, I've searched a lot of websites for copies of this game to see if it was available in different resolutions. This appears to be the only one. This is 176 by 220. So quite small. Actually, is that small in the GBA? Now I'm not sure. But whatever the case, the technical specifications of the phone are definitely inferior to the GBA. You just found a Jinjo. Go see the Oracle and she'll tell you more about these creatures. And there's our first honeycomb. Those honeycombs will make you feel better when you're taking a knock. There are 4 different kinds of honeycomb. Single honeycombs give you 1 unit of energy back. Times 2 honeycombs give you 2 units of energy back. While question mark and exclamation mark honeycombs give you whatever the flashing honeycomb stops on when you press 5. Or when the time runs out. Cool beans, Bozai. By the way, Bozai is sort of British slang for somebody with a lazy eye, I suppose, which Kazooie makes a lot of fun of later, which is the theme with a lot of the mole characters in the Banjo games. Now, the Ginger Oracle is here, appearing a bit sooner than she did in the GBA game. So if you are familiar with the original, you'll notice that things are quite a bit truncated. The maps are smaller with things cut out, moved closer together, that kind of thing. So that should be interesting to keep an eye on. Why do you disturb the great Oracle of Jinjo? Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you could help me find my friend Kazooie. Seek the scattered Jinjos and return to the Oracle. Then the Oracle will reveal all the secrets of Jinjodom with the press of asterisk. Ooh, mysterious. Not really, Banjo. The Oracle does not get around much and requires fresh gossip from lost Jinjos. Impressive. You knew my name without asking. It is written all over the game. Oh, thanks, Ms. Oracle. I'll go find some Jinjos and call back later. Gruntilda has cast a spell on the Jiggy Priest. He needs your help in his temple to the south. So there was a script change there. In the GBA game, the Oracle says your name is written all over the manual. But of course, you don't get a printed manual when you buy a Java mobile phone game because they're distributed digitally. So, yeah, they changed that at least. If not, the cadence of Mumbo's speech given to Bozai, or Bozai appearing at all, is a bit of a weird thing. So here's the portal into Cliff Farm, our first world. On GBA, there was kind of a scary mouth-looking evil door with eyes, and it's a little bit simplified here. What else was I going to say? Jiggy Wiggy's temple. Oh, that's right. So the Oracle described a Jiggy priest, and Mumbo said that I would meet ancestors of Bottles, aka Bozai, and an ancestor of Master Jiggy Wiggy, who is a Jiggy-themed priest in Tui. So both of those bits of info together point to this being an ancestor of Jiggy Wiggy, because the Oracle didn't name him Jiggy Wiggy. So, yeah, that's odd. Oh, boy. I missed. Which, yeah, makes me question just how long ago in the past this is. I think DK Vine's fanon explanation is that it's the 70s, given the presence of things like lava lamps in certain indoor locations. A bit of spurious reasoning, but Mumbo is definitely around in the past. But how could it be like a Jiggy Wiggy ancestor? How long do they live for? I could accept that this is Bottle's like father or grandfather as a mole, but surely it's just the same Jiggy Wiggy. How old could he be? I don't know. I don't remember enough of the Tui lore to make any conclusions right now. Gibbons here, hello, saying howdy howdy. Good to see you. I spent a little bit of time revisiting Grunty's Revenge on GBA in the last few days to try and compare this game, see how it holds up. Notably, the structure of this temple area is a lot simpler inside and out. So let's talk to the priest. Oh, there we go. You have just collected your first Jiggy. Jiggies are powerful objects containing magic strong enough to break the spells of the great witch Gruntilda. Gruntilda has scattered our Jiggies far and wide across many lands. The spell that she cast on us Jiggy priests prevents us from touching any Jiggies, so we are powerless to stop her. That Jiggy you have has enough power to open the way to Cliff Farm. Now I'll open this way for you. Okay, it's done. No animation, no extra bells and whistles. It is done. So let's enter the first world of the game, apart from the hub. Cliff Farm. Now, the game has stopped playing sound. Hold on, I'll just hit the hash key. Sound on. Somehow it got toggled off. That's unfortunate. Yeah, there you go. You should get a little musical jingle whenever you enter an area, although it doesn't last too long. Or does it? Huh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, cool. It basically plays through the melody once. I'd like to hear those. Oops. I've immediately overwritten it with the note sound. Alright, we'll go in and come back. Each of the worlds has a unique music track that... Oh, okay. Even attacking interrupts that, so we'll just have to try and avoid things for a bit while we listen to this lovely little tune. So there's the Oracle, there's a Grunty in our way. Oh! Maybe that was it. Okay. Yeah, there is some nice unique music, of course, in the game. The Spiral Mountain theme is a reworking of Grant Kirkhope's theme from the 64 game, of course, but the handheld team has their own talented staff who created new assets for the game, including the music. I didn't write down who did the original music, and I don't know off the top of my head either, sorry, but yeah, good for them. Poor little Gingos. Gruntilda scattered them in all sorts of awkward places. Okay. Cool. Already I can see that this is going to be a little smaller than the GBA game. There's 3 Gingos available. Normally that would be 5. So it's really interesting how you had things like Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, and then accompanying it on the Game Boy, you had Donkey Kong Land. Now, it's not quite the same scenario because Grunty's Revenge was already on a handheld, so it's not like you're getting a handheld equivalent that you can play portably while you have the console experience at home. Because, of course, the GBA and the mobile phone are both portable, but it's still fun to have this lovely jingle. It's still fun to have a sort of less powerful equivalent game to accompany it. It's kind of nostalgic because that sort of thing doesn't happen anymore, but it was a big part of this era of gaming, and to see it evolved into the mid-2000s in this way is still a lot of fun. Yeah. And... Oh, okay, so these things respawn quite quickly. Oh. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, I missed it again. It goes pretty quickly. But yeah, let's take a moment and appreciate how well In-Fusio or Cybiko or whoever exactly made this, which I haven't 100% nailed down, how well they've translated that GBA game to this system. It looks really nice. It animates really smoothly. I am unable to move in diagonals, but that might be an emulator limitation, not sure. All right. Okay, so they've brought across the separate areas. Each world is kind of broken up a little with a loading zone. So before we go in there, since I'm here now, I might as well. It all loops back around. So we'll go up there now. To Cliff Farm High Rise. Farm Heights, that was it. So I see they've removed the river. And we have these scorpion-tailed whiplash things. Oh no, they were in the... Yeah, I think they were in the river in the GBA game. But yeah, we have a dry riverbed here instead. Very grassy though. This is very charming. Oh, I didn't need that. I never liked the addition of those things in Tui. They just kind of break the flow, because you end up having to do this little timing game and it's distracting. Anyway, let's hop along here. Oh yeah, these things. These are described as some kind of genetic experiment, a combination between gruntlings, who we've seen already in the cloaks, some Grunty's minions, and a plant-based organism. I think maybe the whip type things that we've seen already. That forms part of the genetic makeup of those creatures. Okay, so they've put Honeybee inside the world instead of in the Spiral Mountain hub. Honeybee is a character who is a bee queen who, that's a nice jingle, who extends your health bar in exchange for those empty honeycomb pieces that we've seen. We saw one on a pillar just outside, which I think in the original game was on top of a barn. They might have cut the barn. I want to guarantee that I can hear the whole jingle because it's very cute. Hi there, Big Bear. I'm Honey Bee. Have you come for some of my honey? Hello, Miss Bee. I'm Banjo. How can I get my hands on those honeycombs of yours? Well, Banjo, collect the empty honeycombs that you find and I'll add them to your life bar when you have enough. Well, I don't have any, so I'll come back later. Yes, lovely. Give me that jingle. So we haven't learned climb yet. That'll be around somewhere. Oh, I think that's actually in the lower left of the map, the bit that I said I'd go back to. So we probably should actually just head down there now. Assuming that the layout is going to be the same. Although there might be... Yeah, there's another molehill. Where's the other? Gibbon says, I didn't realize they'd stripped it down so much. Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, given the limitations of the platform, things had to be cut. A lot of assets have been simplified and stripped out. From the Banjo wiki, this game in total has 500 notes, 28 jiggies, 10 honeycomb pieces, 15 Jinjos, and 10 moves to find, which is... gosh, what are the final totals of the GBA game? I don't know, maybe twice that? Not sure. Anyway, we happen to just have enough notes to get this move. Alrighty, good to see you brought enough of the glittery stuff. Try this useful roll attack. Just press asterisk while you're on the move to send them reeling. Sounds like... What's Banjo's voice again? Yo, hook. Sounds like that's just the attack I'm looking for. The Xbox. Yeah, you don't hear Banjo say complete words in English very often. He says his own name in Diddy Kong Racing character select screen. And I've just quoted there the... what was it? X01 Microsoft's like press conference trailer where they announced that they'd acquired Rare and were going to be featuring their properties on the Xbox. Yeah, there was this whole animated sequence where you see the characters interacting. Like Conker comes in and goes up to the Rare logo with his chainsaw and carves it into the shape of the Xbox logo, for example. And then Banjo comes in and tries to talk to Conker, and he's sort of going, and Conker's thinking to himself, what is this guy talking about? Because he can't really understand him. But you do hear Banjo clearly say the word Xbox as he's talking. So yeah, by traversing this level, I can recognize the layout of it as being quite similar to the GBA game, just truncated a bit. So it's pretty cool that they've replicated it like that. You know, honestly, what I would have preferred is completely new levels, having played both, but that's, I guess, not the remit here. And again, think of it as... well, that's not even a fair comparison. I was going to bring up the Donkey Kong Land thing again, but the Land games on Game Boy had like almost completely new content compared to the Country games on SNES. Right then, Banjo, you got enough notes to learn how to climb. Looks like I'll need to use this move pretty soon. Okay, these two have similar voices, just different pitches. Okay, all you gotta do is find something like a ladder or a vine and push up or 2 on the control pad. When you want to get off, just press 5 to let go. Try climbing them ladders behind me and I'll see you on the farm's backyard. Okay, I'll see you up there. Banjo went a bit Canadian there. Oops. But yeah, I figure a lot of people haven't played the mobile games, so even for diehard Banjo fans, this should be interesting to watch to some extent. How can I get a quick heal? There's no honeycomb hives in this game, apparently. Let's talk to the Oracle again. She usually has different hints as you collect more Jinjos. They say the freezing waters and lava pools of freezing furnace are more deadly than bad magic bayou swamps. Okay, that's odd. just describing later worlds of the game. That's fine. Hey, there's a honeycomb. So one thing that I noticed that they've cut is the water sections. We had a dry river in the heights section, but there also should be pools around here, and Bozai teaches you a new move to dive into them, but that whole mechanic seems to have been cut. I wonder how the beach is going to go then in Spiller's Harbour, but we'll see. Cool. Now I want to be careful about this guy. Whoops, my jump didn't go off. Go. Yeah, cool. So that feels like I've cleared out this bottom section. So now that we can climb, we can return to the heights and clear that bit out. Yes, now we saw Mumbo in the intro, but one of the things that I recall reading about this port again is that Mumbo within the game itself and the transformations that he performs is another thing that was cut. So we're not going to be seeing Mouse Banjo, Candle Banjo, Octopus Banjo, Tank Banjo, or... Is that all of them? Yeah. There's 4 different forms, including or excluding the bear form. And yeah, I wonder when we're going to get Kazooie back. In the usual game, you find her in Breegull Beach World 2, and once you've recovered her, that allows you to do a few new moves. But yeah, it's an interesting premise, separating them forcibly like this, and then Banjo being solo for a little bit to learn some moves and then to rescue her. Unfortunately, it does, put the female character in the damsel in distress position, which is not great, but oh well. Oh, okay, it stopped by itself on the top position. Lucky for me. Oh, come on. Good. Alright, so I think there's a bit more to explore over here. But yeah, there should be, on the GBA you would have had like a barnyard area, a nice looking pre-rendered tractor to walk past, things like this, and some interior locations as well, a barn and another little house. But yep, that's all been cut, which is fine. Okay, we need to get over there, possibly by climbing up here. Yes. Still need that empty honeycomb piece too. So we'll be able to get that here. Just do a quick hop. Oops, misjudged that. Now, there's one of the problems with isometric platforming. Something that's, in this graphical style, something that's close something that's close and high up and something that's far away and low look like they're directly next to each other. And that can mess you up sometimes. I had the same problem with the Spyro games on Game Boy Advance and the Soul Rayman game on GBA as well. Sorry, the Soul 3D Rayman game on GBA, Hoodlum's Revenge. Of course, there's other ones. There's a port of Rayman 1. There's Rayman 3, which is really just Rayman 2 with a bit of 3 stuff sprinkled in. And there's Raving Rabbids, which is, of course, made up of leftovers from the Rayman 4 project and is a unique platformer with the Rabbids as actual antagonists. Very nice game. Probably my favorite iteration of the Rabbids franchise. Okay, that was it. Okay, if you play this game, jump from the top left corner. Looks like you just picked up your first hollow honeycomb. Take them to Honeybee's Hive near Sparrow Mountain to get your health bar extended. Okay. Let's do a quick check about totals. It's not going to tell me the individual totals of the world, is it? But we have got the 3 red Gingos. I think we had 20 notes in Sparrow Mountain and now we have 100 here, I think. So we should be cleared out now. Almost. We don't have the Jiggy from the Oracle from getting all the Gingos. But otherwise, I think I've cleared the world out now. This is something that I remember Hyle having a bit of trouble with when he played this game as part of his late lamented site feature, the Slush Fund, where he would play all the DKU games in order. Was that it didn't track individual things, so he had a bit of trouble remembering which worlds you'd completed, things like that. Also, there's one particular thing that I'm on the lookout for, which is that during his playthrough, he ended up... Oh, wow. He ended up missing 2 notes from the game, and so, yeah. I'll try not to miss 2 notes, and then I can say that I'm more of a completionist than Hyle/Russell. Gibbon says, what an odd little port. Indeed. But it's got the kind of, cutbacks that I would expect from a Java phone port of this nature. I've also played, a couple of other rare games on the GBA got similar conversions to mobile phone, although they were all done by different companies, which is kind of interesting. So the other ones that were released were It's Mr. Pants, based on the puzzle game, and Saber Wolf, which was based on that sort of isometric platformer adventure / 2D puzzle platformer game, which is a really cool game. The mobile version only has the 2D side-scrolling levels. The Jinjos are united. Your reward awaits. Jiggy get. Okay. So how many worlds are there? I'm on the Banjo wiki here with a bit of a cheat sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or no, not Grunty's Castle. So 5 full worlds. And if they each have, say, 5 jiggies or 4 jiggies, 20, 28. Okay, if they all have 5. Oh, but that might mean I'm missing one in this world. Well, I feel like I've completed the world, so I'll just leave, and maybe we might need to backtrack later. That's okay. This isn't 100% run. So I've already conceded that I'm inferior to Hyle Russell. Okay, let's go back to Jiggy Wiggy's temple. Even if the guy inside there is not Jiggy Wiggy himself. Unclear. You have collected enough jiggies to enter Breegull Beach. I will open the gateway for you. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Gibbon is going on. I just often forget that there's this era of... Whoops, I got knocked into the door. I just often forget that there's this era of mobile phone ports of GBA titles, and had just kind of assumed they were straight, if awkward, ports. Didn't realize that a bit of work had actually been put in to scale the games down. It's like making the Donkey Kong Land equivalent, but starting with Donkey Kong Land instead of country. Yeah, indeed. I made a similar comparison earlier. Okay, now there were some vines a bit earlier to climb, weren't there? They were in GBA, let's find out. Let's do a slight bit of backtracking. Speaking of Rayman's GBA versions, a lot of those games had their own mobile ports as well. So Rayman 3, which is just Rayman 2, had a phone and N-Gage version. Oh yeah, this might be the portal to Breegull Beach, actually. It's decent. It's a decent little thing. And Hoodlum's Revenge didn't, nor did Rayman Advance. Although they did port the Game Boy Color game to Palm OS, strangely. Which was a version of the original Rayman game. But again, Rayman on GBC was like the Donkey Kong Land for Rayman. It had its own levels and stuff. Very cute little game. I really liked that one. So yeah, we did find the Breegull Beach portal. We might as well just pop in here since it's open. Lovely. You love to hear it. So these clams in the original game, and I think in their appearance in Banjo-Kazooie as well, will steal eggs from you if they hit you, as well as reducing your health. They also took 2 hits to kill originally, so they're a bit easier in this version, it looks like. Lovely MIDI jingles. The Chinjos on Breegull Beach are as yellow as the sand around you. Oh, but that water, it's not so blue, is it? Let's see what happens if I go in it. Instant death. Continue game. Do I lose any progress? It looks like everything I collected is still collected. So that's how death works in this game. And yes, no swimming at all. You will instantly die. But maybe we can learn how to swim in this world. Let's find out. Yeah, but just to... Oh, look at that. I like the egg nest. Oh. You just found a nest of eggs. These add to your range of attacks if you know how to do it. I don't yet. But that's interesting. You can still see the nest there. You just take the eggs from it. That's different to how it works in the other Banjo games. All of them. Grunty's Quarry. This is the place where we're going to actually rescue Kazooie, so we might as well go here first. That'll open up some other moves for us. Hold on. There's a unique music track here. Okay. Creepy. Okay, blue gruntlings. Oh, okay. They actually have damage numbers over their heads. That's interesting. -1 from an attack. How bizarre. That's definitely not something that the GBA game did. Anyway, it's cool. What was I saying? Yeah, one more thing about Rayman. I mentioned how I really enjoy the Game Boy Advance version of Rayman Raving Rabbids. Well, the mobile phone version that came out with it, so like there's the console one, which is a minigame collection, the DS one, which is kind of a hybrid 3D graphics, like 2.5D platformer in the Rayman 2 for DS engine with minigames in between levels and stuff. And the GBA game is a platform adventure using concepts from Rayman 4. Well, the mobile phone version of Raving Rabbids is a completely unique game. It's its own experience. Oddly, Rayman plays a little bit more like Sonic in the game than what he does in his home series, but yeah, it's a really fun little platformer as well in its own right, which again gives you the Rabbids as credible antagonists and all that stuff. Oops, I misjudged that. I thought I was jumping up, but I was really jumping down. See, that's another isometric trick that caught me out. Dang. I suppose if you're really clever, you can alter the graphics or the level design to sort of get around that, but I don't know. It's not an easy thing to do. So I need to activate this portal somewhere before I can get through to the boss fight, which will then allow me to recover Kazooie. I wonder... okay, so another thing I've read is that Klungo is not in the game, so it's not going to be a Klungo fight. Usually you would fight Grunty in Breegull Beach, although at other times in other worlds that kind of portal takes you to a Klungo fight. It sort of alternates. Of course, we saw Grunty... Oh, yeah, we saw Grunty in the intro, but it didn't explain how she got in that situation or show Klungo's efforts. So the last we see of Grunty is underneath a boulder outside her castle in Spiral Mountain. And Klungo is pushing at the boulder and not getting anywhere until Grunty eventually says, "Go and get my sisters, they'll get me out of this." And thus you're introduced to Blobelda and Mingella. Come on. Some places are only accessible by Grunty's warp pads. Just stand on top of it and press asterisk. Thanks, Buzzeye. So that counts as a move in this game. Huh, okay. So he's just taught me how to use the warp pads. Didn't realize that would be a thing. Also, did you see a note counter that needed to be fulfilled to access that? Because I didn't. Okay. I think I might need the feathery flap to get those, actually. That's our quote-unquote double jump, as the Banjo manual describes it. Oh, seriously? I think I could actually move during that transition, but okay. That's alright. Just make our way back over to the warpad because, again, all our progress should be saved, which is nice. What was I saying? Was I saying something? Oh god, I think I might have been. No, I don't remember what it is. Oh, that's rad. Captive Breegulls are the best. They walk all day without a rest. Now that I have trapped Kazooie, Banjo I can make chop suey. Look, Banjo's here without Kazooie's beak. No doubt your efforts will be weak. You won't hurt me much without a bill, so I hope you've written out your will. That's right, I was describing what Klungo was doing to save his mistress. So, in the timeline of Grunty's Revenge, which in early versions of the game story was going to be sort of an alternate universe, alternate take thing, which happened instead of Tooie, they decided to do an interquel scenario, where it took place between Kazooie and Tooie, but also involved time travel to the past. Yeah, so it all just, in the end, loops back around and ties it back up so that it can happen without stepping on the toes of Tooie too much. Something eyes. I'd better get this suit upgraded. The bear alone I underrated. Missed a bit of that, sorry. But yeah, so far as I've seen, most of the script is very similar to the GBA game. So yeah, Klungo built a robot suit. Grunty's ghost left her body, which is stuck underneath the boulder, and possessed the robot, and that's how we ended up in this situation with Mecha Grunty. This game doesn't really explain that, but that's okay. Here's Kazooie. Kazooie, am I glad to see you? I thought Grunty would have made you into a monster by now. That's a reference. I'll explain that in a minute. I'm okay, Banjo. Never mind me. We gotta put an end to the old Rusty Necker's plans. Grunty's doing everything in our power to change the past and make sure that we never meet in the future. So, Kazooie's from Brooklyn, apparently. Let's go with that. Yeah, the reference. So, Kazooie being turned into a monster. This is sort of a concept that, oh gosh. Oh no! It's stuck on one. That's all right. So we have Kazooie back, but we don't have any of the moves that use her. So I think we might need to backtrack before we can get that Jiggy and the honeycomb piece that are up there. Right. Yeah. So Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge is a project on the Game Boy Advance released in 2003. But it was built out of a game that was in development stages but never ended up eventuating, called Grunty's Curse on the Game Boy Color. We have some sort of plot outlines from this and some graphics that were made before the game ever really got off the ground, and it was eventually cancelled, unfortunately. But yeah, sort of some elements of it came through here to the Game Boy Advance game, including Kazooie being kidnapped by Grunty. Now, in the original Grunty's Curse, she would have been sort of monstrously transformed and possibly brainwashed to become Grunty's companion character. And Banjo is sort of going it alone to save her. Yeah, a bit like Amber and Grabbed by the Ghoulies, I suppose. So, your scrawny sidekick is ready to help, is she? Press 0 to get yourself into egg firing mode. Press asterisk to fire an egg. Press 0 again when you're done firing. Hey, there we go. And we can use our eggs. So that's cool. But that's not what I needed. I needed the double jump. Our cat is chasing a spider. Although she hasn't been very efficient about it recently. Oops! Yeah, I had such low health that mine killed me instantly. Oh, yep. The clam certainly took some of my eggs, but left them on the ground. That's nice. Okay, so what we need to do is find the other move that Kazooie will let me learn. I'll search the beach, I guess. I don't know if I can get over there. Ah! Let's try this. Pow! Yes, it worked. Can I jump over here? Yes! Cool. If I touch that green water, I instantly die.
Oh.
Uh-huh. In this game, there is no swimming. Oops. Oh, I love Joy 2 Key. Because doing all this with a numpad would be very awkward. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Cool. So there's a lot of tires around, which is reminiscent of a later level that we'll see, Bad Magic Bayou. Normally we'd be swimming around on the beach, jumping between rock formations. But again, things have been simplified a little bit here. I kind of like this. It's a little bit more methodical. Oops. Ugh. Where's that going to put me? Back here. Nuts. So there's a complete playthrough of this game online. It takes them 55 minutes to beat the entire game. I've been going for 45 minutes now, and I'm only on World 2. So things is bad. I'm not going to have quite as good a pace as that. Which is unfortunate, because I was also planning on playing the missions release. So one of the other things that was cut from this mobile phone port of Grunty's Revenge is all the minigames. No great loss, really. They weren't exactly my favorite part of the original game. But, yeah, basically they split them out and there's a separate release that is just the minigames compiled. And that's called Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge Missions. Gibbon says, oh wow, no touch the green. Indeed. It is illegal to touch that water. You will die. Pretty nasty looking water, honestly. Also, what are these plants growing in the water? This really does feel more like Bad Magic Bayou. Which I think the water there hurt you because it was like, I don't know, toxic, or there were things living in it that would eat you or something. As you get in Banjo games sometimes. Ah, stop it. Yeah. Just some really tight platforming at times here. Which would be even harder on a phone keypad, to be honest. Again, I'm glad I... Oh no, the jump didn't come off. I'm glad I have the controller mapping software to... Oh, God. I hate question marks. Hey, nailed it. And I don't recall there being so much discarded litter in the Breegull beach area. I thought it was a bit cleaner than that. You definitely see a dirtier beach later in the game in Spiller's Harbor. So that's another case of this game not having as many unique assets. So a bit of reusing happening here. I'm not enjoying this whole instant death platforming. It's okay, we'll do it. We'll get there. 55 minutes. I wish I had been done in 55 minutes. Okay, here we go. So, you and your friend. Which of us is he looking at, Banjo-Kazooie? I think he's talking to me. How can you tell? Well, the right eye is looking at me, but the one on the left's looking at me. Shh, Kazooie, I can't hear what he's saying. Teach you how you could glide over the air. Did you see that? Oh, I've got my voices all confused. He looked across that straight without turning his head. Right then, get running and jumping, and then press 5 in the air to do a feathery flap. Lovely. Wonderful. Oh, another entrance to the quarry? Okay. Might as well go in here now that we're here. Ugh, stop it. Oh, not this again. No, I messed up. Oh. Oh, that's weird. There's two entrances that lead to the same door into the quarry here. Okay, whatever. Gibbon says that my banjo sounds like Bullwinkle. Okay. I didn't think I ever really watched much of Rocky and Bullwinkle, so I guess it's just generic cartoon voice of kind of hillbilly animal creature. Oh, that's cool. That glide looks very nice, and it's a bit different to the feathery flap from the GBA game. It looks more like the glide move in Tui. Oh, no, because, yeah, Kazooie does that on her own. I guess it's kind of a remnant of the initial version of the game. There's a lot of stuff in the files of the game or in pre-release material or even leaked prototypes that aren't in the final game, which is an interesting topic to cover. Nuts. Just get this. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm missing one Jinjo, some notes. And we've got 7 out of 10 moves already, gosh. Without individual level totals, it's kind of hard to tell how much is going to be here, really. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, so the beta elements, really fascinating stuff. From a prototype of the game, we know that 2 worlds were merged into one. There was locations called Freezing Fjord and Fiery Furnace that were combined into Freezing Furnace. There was originally going to be, in planning documents, there's information about a Jungle Ruins world, which was not in the final game. Since it's in the past, we do actually meet a younger version of Captain Blubber, the hippopotamus pirate from Banjo-Kazooie's Treasure Trove Cove. But we were originally going to meet Boggy, the polar bear, as well as a child, who's not in the final game. So there's a lot of fun stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, that's all the most interesting stuff I noted from looking at the cutting room floor. You can find out more information about Grunty's curse as well on Unseen 64. It's all out there. All right, I feel like I'm done with the world. Even though no, I can't be. I'm actually missing a Jinjo. Where would that be? All right, let's do another quick lap. Maybe the Oracle will give me a hint. Some Breegulls are too old for Grunty to put to work in her slave quarry. Some are not. Wow, that's dark. That's kind of an element from the original level that was cut here, where Grunty had imprisoned a lot of other Breegulls, members of Kazooie's species. The ones you see 2 white ones and some magenta ones in the quarry, and you have to free them or they give you other tasks around the place. That's all been cut here. Oh well. Oops. Oh wow, I got knocked back into it. That's okay. I feel like I've explored this area pretty thoroughly. Yeah, that's kind of the screen boundary there. That's okay. So they've also cut a little pier area over here, which is where you do a little shooting gallery boss fight against a pirate skeleton captain thing. Bit reminiscent of the bleak boss fight in Donkey Kong Country 3. Yeah. Gosh, missing a Jinjo. That's pretty major. I feel like it's got to be in the quarry, so I'm going to go back in there. Because I feel like there's not much else out here to see. Unless I can get on the cliff top, but that doesn't feel likely. Okay. Stupid gruntlings. See, I'm just approaching the 55-minute mark now. I like to go into streams a little bit. Well, I don't want to say clueless, but So my impressions are fresh, say. But if it means not seeing the whole game, I'm kind of regretting that decision. Oops. Oh! Okay, glide doesn't take us that far. Ugh, gotta bloody hike all the way around there again. Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's another interesting thing here. So, you know, like a lot of these kind of handheld spin-off material, kind of become second-class citizens in the franchise in terms of the fandom and also development and stuff. So, for example, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, you know, even though it has a world dedicated to celebrating the past of the series and paying homage to things that we've seen before in the games, of course, Grunty's Revenge is completely ignored by things like that. Oh, what the heck? Oh, gosh. You'd think I'd be able to see it if there was something to get over there. Hang on a sec. That was a different exit. So there are two different exits. Or entrances. They just look the same. Because it's really hard to tell things apart. But that bit of level geometry was definitely different. Ah! Missed the jump. I really wish this emulator had save states, but I don't think it does. Just have to do things the old-fashioned way. Anyway. Yeah, so, you know, things that were created here, things that are unique to this project, they don't really get a look in with other projects in the series, with the exception, of course, of other games made by the handheld team. So, for example, Banjo Pilot was a spin-off... Ah, oh, dang it. A spin-off racing game in the Banjo series that, you know, had essentially elements from all three of the games that existed at that point. It was originally going to be Diddy Kong Pilot and have Donkey Kong type characters in it, and some things were converted hastily to Banjo flavor. So this is the door I saw before that is in a different location. Is this going to take me somewhere else? Oh, this leads out here. Okay, that explains that. Well, I feel like I've explored pretty thoroughly. That was supposed to be a feathery flap. Oops. Okay, cool. Takes us straight back here. Lovely. No. Something about the controls here. The double jump input is a little bit imprecise, so I just have to be careful of that. Oh no! Anyway. Yeah, so Banjo Pilot has elements from Grunty's Revenge in it, which is really nice. I love seeing that. Including things like Bozai shows up at some point. There's Yeti characters from Freezing Furnace that you can also see in Pilot. That's off the top of my head. I'm not sure what else there would be. I think all the worlds in, or like the racetracks, are based on locations from Kazooie and Tooie. Maybe the Peacock character shows up as well. Yeah, there's a lot of other NPCs in this game and stuff. I'll try and tell you what other things were cut. Oh my gosh! Gibbon says, lol, this green stuff. Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? There's no exit level option here, so I have to do it the hard way. You know what? It might be easier to traverse the quarry to get back. Oh gosh. Let's have a look, see if we can spy anything at the top of these cliff tops. Because I can't get there from here exactly. But there was the Jiggy in the middle there, and I've got that. There's Bozai's Molehill. That's where I learned about the warp pads. Can I even get back up? What about down here? Yeah, that's right. We've done that before. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely gone everywhere. Where's the Jinjo? I feel very inadequate right now. I'm supposed to... This is like my wheelhouse, my childhood, playing games like this. Actually, that's an interesting point. I've mentioned before that, you know, this is set in between Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, but it's made after Tooie. It incorporates some elements from it. We've seen the special honeycombs and like different egg types we're going to see later. You know, things like that. Mumbo Jumbo's design, which changed a lot in Tooie from Kazooie. So all that is influencing stuff in this game. But as far as the design of the levels and the game design, it's closer to the original Kazooie, probably because that's a lot easier to do on a Game Boy Advance platform. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that, well, you know, that's a case of the limitations of the platform influencing the design, which is interesting in itself. But it also means that it's very much a Kazooie-like experience, which if you prefer that, like I do, I think Tooie is way too sprawling and tedious and bloated. But that's my opinion. There's things about it to recommend it, apart from that. But as far as playing it goes, I prefer playing the original game. And you're getting that kind of experience by playing this. So that's cool. There's the one exception where even in Kazooie, there was a bit of backtracking between two worlds to get the moves needed to clear them both out. And in the original GBA game, you also needed to backtrack once you'd gotten all the transformations, because you can use any of the transformations in any of the worlds once you've unlocked them. Okay, bad magic Bayou. I'll open the gateway for you. Take care. The swamp's green waters are treacherous. Well, we've already had quite enough of that, haven't we? We've experienced a lot of treacherous green waters already at what's supposed to be a clean beach. Anyway. So, bad magic Bayou will be up through the vines at the top of the screen here. Another area of Spiral Mountain, which is quite extensive in this iteration of the game, of the world of Banjo-Kazooie. And there's more notes to find. What's this hole? Oh yeah, those guys. Oh! What? Where am I? I can't move. I can't do anything. Great. Exit game, I guess. Now continue. So that respawns me. Okay. Oh, these ones only take one here. That's nice. So at this point, I don't quite remember as well what the layout of Spiral Rise is. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is kind of taking the place of what we saw in the GBA with Grunty's giant head on the side of the mountain, having displaced King Jingling's head. But now we have enough to get an extra health. That's lovely. Let's do it. Looks like you're ready for me to give you an extension. Yay! We're going to need 4 more now to get the next health up. Alright. Oh man, an hour. We've been going an hour. I'm only 2 worlds in. I think we need to pick up the pace. Not spend as much time in the worlds. Okay, come on out. Attack. Just don't attack them head on. Get them from the side. So this will be another area up here. Spiral Mirror. But yeah, Bad Magic Bio should be around here somewhere. Presumably. Backtracking all the way to open the next world is kind of annoying. But, oh well. Oh. Up here? No? Yes, that's a very high cliff indeed. So, this is where I was knocked down before. So we need to get back up there. Wait, what? Ah, okay. It's all continuous. That's interesting. Okay. Ah, the double jump. Dang it. I need to mash that button. Oh. What? No. Nah, stop it. Having that extra health is nice. But I just got totally bodied by that guy. Okay, down here maybe? Yeah, okay. I wonder... No, that's a wall, apparently. Stop it. I should jump to the left, eh? Okay, backtracking time. This takes a little bit longer than I would like. I wonder if the Talon Trot is in this game. On GBA, you learn the Talon Trot in Breegull Beach. Ugh. You know, it's actually quicker at this point to exit and then continue to respawn back down here. Oof. Okay. No problem, no problem. Oh. So I'm trying to head to the left now. See if my next destination is over there. And I think I can get there by doing this. Hey, there it is. Bad Magic Bayou. Ready for us to go in. This is an interesting world. It's kind of a mix between Bubble Gloop Swamp and Mad Monster Mansion. Both from the first game. Okay. So we're getting a repeat music track, actually. I believe we heard that in Grunty's Quarry, right? But yeah, this is familiar. Dirty swamp water. Kind of rickety boardwalks. And cliffs to roam. Oops. Gibbon says, I do like Bad Magic Bayou. Yeah, it's a cool concept for a world. Cliff Farm just had sort of two areas that were similarly themed, whereas with Breegull Beach we had the interior quarry. With this one we've got an interior in the form of the sort of haunted mansion, as I alluded to. Oh, stop it. Okay. Just gotta be careful about this. Cool. Gibbon says, I don't know, I like swamp levels, lol. The candle transformation is great too. Yeah, unfortunately you won't be seeing it on this version of the game, but yeah, I do like the candle. It's very cute. And it kind of stands out among Banjo transformations for being one of the classic inanimate object given googly eyes that you see so often for enemy characters or NPCs. Well, I suppose, yeah, Tui does have like van banjo, washing machine banjo, things like that. So this green water is a bit more of a khaki than a lime green, but it's just as deadly to us, I'm sure. And I'm going around the edge here before striking in at the middle. Yellow ginger is Courtney's favorite. Hold on a tick. Well, that hardly seems fair, does it? There were 2 yellow gingers in Breegull Beach, and then a third one here. Ah, my brain just told me that I believe this observation was already delivered by Heil in the slush fund. If I'd gone and revisited that, I would have known that. Damn. What? I'm so baffled by this. Okay. Oh, nuts! You're joking me. The gruntling was essentially walking on water there. That seems unfair. Alright. Gibbon says, the Jiggy's just lying around because there's no minigames is sending me, lol. Yeah, true. The original game did have a little bit of that Jiggy's lying around kind of thing, and sort of traversing your way to them is the challenge. You can't have everything tied behind a big gameplay challenge, I guess, on GBA, but especially on mobile. So yeah, even more so in this version, they are just lying around. Seriously, that Jinjo though. That's mind-blowing. Having different colored Jinjos in different worlds. What is this, Banjo-Kazooie? Come on. That's not how it's supposed to be. The original Grunty's Revenge worked the same way that Kazooie on 64 did. Each world had a certain... Well, each world had a number of Jinjos that you collect and then you get rewarded for it. I guess the difference is that the Jinjos within a world were all the same color in Grunty's Revenge GBA. Which, I guess, now that I think of it, is unique to that game. Especially if you have separated them out in this game. It's so bizarre. Alright, that gives me at least more confidence that I have cleared out Breegull Beach. Oh, come on! Sure! No! Stupid platforming. I hate it. No, I don't really. Yeah. As Gibbon says, this game is kind of a middle ground. You're judging me! It's kind of a middle ground between Kazooie and Tooie. Yeah, in a lot of different ways. Some quite subtle ways. So it's interesting. Woo! Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Grunty's Revenge is criminally overlooked. The conversation in Banjo fandom a lot of the time is like, which do you prefer, Kazooie or Tooie? Or like, how much do you hate nuts and bolts? Which are both extremely reductive things to talk about, but dominate so much discussion. But I feel like nobody ever talks about Grunty's Revenge, ever. Like, it's really unfair, because I think it's a really cool game. And like I said, if you're a fan of the first game especially, it's a little bit more like that, so you're going to get a lot out of it. But either way, yeah, there's a lot to love here. And again, as I said up the very top of this stream, as rare as people talking about Grunty's Revenge is, it's even rarer to see anyone talking about the mobile phone version. So that's, I hope, that I'm delivering something of value here with this stream. So it seems to me that there's only one area to traverse here. There's no mansion part, which is a little unfortunate. And no unique Jinjo color at all. Was there even an oracle here? Maybe I'm just not exploring well enough. Let's so that's the edge of that screen. I've gone all the way around. I'll just try gliding over here. Oh, just made that. Lovely. So that's the boardwalk against the cliff edge, which I've been on, and there was a Jiggy there. So what are my totals right now? I should have tracked how many notes I'd gotten in Spiral Mountain so I could see if it was a round number. But at the moment, it feels like, just from running around here, that I may have already completed Bad Magic Bayou. Sorry, Gibbon, I know you love swamp levels. This might be it for us here. What do you think? Do you think I missed anything? Oops. Let's do another quick jog over here. What about that platform up there? Do you think that's important? Let's do another quick tour of the cliffs. If I could glide better, it would feel like the Spyro GBA games and I could just fly away. Of course, the way I played them, I would save state before I did that. Alright, so there is the area that I saw. Oops! But I'm not sure actually it's possible to get in there. Not that I can see anything there anyway. So I think we might be done here. This MIDI instrument sounds a little bit like a bouzouki, don't you think? Sounds a little bit Greek. Mediterranean, I should say. Anyway, oops. Yeah, I guess we're done. Let's head back to Jiggy Wiggy and open up the next world. But first, quick detour to explore the surrounds of this. Aha! A Jiggy lying out in the open. So up here, that's Spiral Mere. Good, good. And that'll be the location of our next level to explore. So before we go there, we need to do the trek back to Master Jiggy Wiggy's temple. Let me see here. Looking at my notes, and there's not too much more to say that I've written down. I think I mentioned up top the resolution here, but it's probably worth mentioning again. Hold on. Spiral Mountain sits to the north. On your way there, why not stop by and visit Honeybee's hive? Well, I've done that. Yeah, the resolution. I searched high and low, but I could only find different variations of this same game at a 176 by 220 resolution. So if you've got a nice resizable screen on your emulator, which you should do, that's what you should set it to. But I'll plug a cool product that I found. I probably mentioned it during the Shadow Walker stream at the end of last year, but the program Kahvibreak, Kahvibreak, is a really cool front end for Java phone emulation. It has a library of games that's been curated, but can you add new ones to it? I'm not sure, but it has a whole setup that makes it easy to... Oh, that knocked me down. Makes it easy to play these games, and it has a lot of preloaded stuff in it. It doesn't have missions, but it does have mobile. It has this game. So if you're looking for a more accessible way to play this, rather than finding the ROMs yourself and setting up the emulator, which can be a bit fiddly, then Kahvibreak is a good way to do it, and has, yeah, Grunty's Revenge Mobile pre-installed. Okay, now it's flying over this way, right? Or, Oh, I missed it. I missed the jump. That's so frustrating. I should have quit. It's easier than walking all the way over here. 55 minutes. How did they do it? They must have practiced a lot. The speedrun, by the way, for this game is 18 minutes. I'm well over that at this point. I'm an hour over that, in fact. Oh, I really need to go faster. I need to get through this so I can show off a bit of missions. Actually, it's probably more important to show missions because we have these playthroughs of this game online that I've mentioned, the speedrun and the long play, or whatever you would call it, that I've found on the internet with a quick search. Should be easy enough. But yeah, missions, quite unknown on the annals of internet video sites. So let me see. How long do you think it'll take to play the missions? All right, I'll stop this here. I'll go through missions. If there's more time at the end, I'll revisit this to finish it. But yeah, like I said, there's other videos online you can see for the complete game of Grunty's Revenge Mobile. From what I've seen, they've cut a lot of stuff from this version, but in terms of the basic structures of the levels, they're pretty similar. Which kind of undermines the justification for the existence of this thing being a really cut down port. But, you know, in the way that it's cut back, that kind of makes it unique. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Whatever. Let's stop this and play a different thing. Okay. By the way, my stream layout on the left, that's a poster that was given away for Grunty's Revenge with a larger version of the cover art. Looks very nice. The one on the right is sort of key art advertising the missions release for mobile, and it's amazing. You should look this up. It's really nice artwork. Anyway, let's open our other game. So, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, missions. Because they cut the minigames out of the mobile. So they're all relegated to this separate release. So I do have to... hold on a sec. This is not good. Hold on. I'll just relaunch it. I had to resize the window. Oh, that doesn't look right either. Why has it done that? What does this do? What? I don't get it. Why does it look wrong? Hold on a sec. This music is really distracting. I'll quit and I'll come back. I'll quit the emulator. Okay, so open it up again. 240 by 240, which is what I have it set to. But it doesn't look right. I'll try expanding the size of the window. I thought I'd sorted all this out. But I did kind of switch emulators partway through preparing for this stream, unfortunately. Why does it look so strange? Alright, I'll go to the other emulator. That's what I'll do. If that's the problem, then I'll do it that way. So this time, I'll just capture the window. This time I'll be using K emulator. Which I have to full screen. Set up the screen size, which you have to do separately. And then load up Banjo-Kazooie missions. See, this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay. The controls are going to be a bit more awkward. This is also by In-Fusio. Some versions of this game do have that splash art as the part of the intro sequence or title screen. This one didn't, apparently. Okay, so what is challenge? Okay, challenge lets you pick separately the different mini games. No, back. I'll just see what else is in here. Help. Yep. Sure, that's fine. Options. Credits. Let's have a look. Those names look pretty familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh, maybe they're not all the same. But there they are. Oh, is this game bigger than I thought? Hold on. It's going off the bottom of the screen. Maybe the screen height should be 320. That's a standard size, 240 by 320. So I'll have to just load it up again, sorry. That doesn't look right. Brought by Pasha. That's our cracker that we have to thank for this. So it's not quite 320 in height, but it's closer to maybe 280 or something. That's odd. Okay. Yeah, the controller stuff in this emulator is really whack. So just go all the way down on this one. There you go. Producer Victor Negritza. That's the name we missed. I'll just resize the window over here. So that should look better. Okay, it's a little bit off, but that's fine. It's better than before. Yep, there's your information. It's also a bit cut off. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. So that covers all of that. Let's start the game. Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge missions. The main mode is Rescue Kazooie. It's a sort of story mode. No scores recorded yet. Lovely. New game. Normal, please. Grunty has captured Kazooie and imprisoned her behind a magic seal, of course, because she's a witch. To break it, Banjo must collect 8 golden jiggies and rearrange them to create a picture of his feathered friend. If he fails, Kazooie will be trapped forever. So apparently this game doesn't feature Kazooie at all, much like the original premise for Grunty's Curse and the opening of Grunty's Revenge. Banjo is solo and has to rescue Kazooie, who has been cruelly damseled. Boo. Alright, this is the chicken minigame. There's this Mama Clucker character who tasks you with retrieving her eggs from this slide in the Grunty's Revenge GBA game. And we're doing the same thing here, although there's more of them. Sounds like you could use a hand. Oh, and do watch out for the oil puddles. They'll slow you down. Oops. Okay, that's a bit of a graphical problem. I don't know if that's actually coming through on the stream. But yes, I did get slowed down, which will cut back on my time. That's okay. The size of the window I put is causing graphical issues, but it's not coming through on stream, so that's fine. Yeah, so this actually looks pretty decent and plays fairly well as well. On GBA, because there's a wider screen, this is sort of what you would see on the right side of the screen, and on the left you can actually see the part of the slide that would be approaching next. So it's sort of giving you a preview of what would be coming up as you complete the minigame. They've sort of cut that out and made the, important gameplay part fill the whole screen in this port, which makes sense. But I gotta say, the assets here might be higher res than they were in the Game Boy Advance, I think. Yeah, the individual elements look nicer, which is interesting, given the cutbacks that we had on the mobile port of the game itself. Thank you. Here's a shiny Jiggy for you. Oh, lovely. That's not how I would choose to arrange a Jiggy. It kind of looks upside down. But we've got notes as a sort of scoring system, as well as part of the Jiggy needed to rescue Kazooie. Lovely stuff. And we're dumped right into the next minigame. Gibbon in chat says, oh, huh. Didn't know this actually had a narrative. Well, indeed, it does. There you go. Even less talked about than Grunty's Revenge Mobile is Grunty's Revenge Missions. With Grunty about, it isn't safe to bathe in the sheep dip. Help 20 little liters get out and I'll give you a reward. The sheep puns come thick and fast. Press left and right to move and hold attack to cast. The longer you hold down the button, the further the bait will fly. Okay, let's see if this works. Great, I can use my controller. My wrist will thank me. Wow, look how high res these assets are. I'm actually really impressed with this. It's strangely like playing a HD port of Grunty's Revenge. This is bizarre. Kind of reminds me of the map screens in DKC GBA. Don't ask me why. Something about the high-res pre-rendered stuff. But Gibbon, I know you're a big fan of the Funky's Fishing minigame, which was first seen in the Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color port, but returned in the Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Advance port. Well, the gameplay of this is essentially the same as Funky's Fishing. It's a little bit more primitive. The ability to catch combos of sheep is a bit more limited. compared to the sort of chains of fish you could hook on as you pull them up towards your boat. But yeah, moving back and forth, casting your line down, and then catching the fish, in that case, the sheep here, and then bringing them back to, in this case, the sheep dip at the top of the screen. Yeah, it's essentially Funky's Fishing, a lovely little mini game added to those versions. It is a bit more awkward though. Gibbons saying, all right, the worst version of Funky's Fishing. She prefers the Game Boy Color version, I believe. And saying this minigame is more finicky on the Game Boy Advance. It seems like this mobile version is actually easier. Possibly. How many sheep did I need to do? I don't know. I've probably got it by now. I'm on normal mode after all. I would say it's about the same in terms of playability. Bravo! Here's a Jiggy for you! Thank you. That's a nice little animation of the Jiggy, actually. That's cool. Grubby Shoot. Okay, so this is a minigame that appeared in Breegull Beach, and Elder Breegull challenged us to the test of the ancient Breegulls, although they reveal at the end that really they were just hungry and wanted some grubs to eat. What's it about, your worship? Prove you're worthy by grabbing 30 glow grubs from the slippery slide, but avoid the springy spikes. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. Unlike the oil puddles, which slow you down, the spikes will knock you about and sort of take control away from you for a bit, but they don't actually reduce your speed at all. So I'll just show you what that's like. Wow, the period of me being out of control is a lot shorter in this than it was on GBA, but that might actually change on hard and expert mode. So yeah, it's another slide. It's a lot like the last one, but we're collecting grubs instead of eggs. Oh, the music track paused for a bit, but then started again. So in this one, you sort of ascend a cliff face above the beach, and then you do this slide minigame, and it pops you out at a lower location. You climb back up. It's very cool stuff. Grunty's Revenge. Try it out today. But yeah, after seeing what these mobile sort of iterations have to offer, I'd say you'll probably get a more fulfilling and cohesive experience from just playing the GBA game. But as an alternative at the time, these were quite novel. This Jiggy is the symbol of the Breegull champion. Bear it proudly. I will bear it very proudly. Gibbon saying, it seems like this mobile version is actually easier. Yeah, in terms of the slide minigames, and the sheep one, in terms of the time given, I would say yes, they are easier, but again, this is normal difficulty, and there's a hard and expert to be unlocked. Hey Banjo, looking to earn a quick Jiggy? You bet. Cast your hook and get 20 fish into the barrel before the time runs out. So this is very much a Funky's Fishing style thing, and I've never seen these fish so high res. Look at that, lovely stuff. I missed that double or triple even. It could have been. Yeah, but you do the mini games. There's variations of them. We've already seen that there's two versions of the slide that are essentially identical, and yeah, the sheep dip is recycled here as a fishing game. Where is this? Spills Harbor, probably. I think. Yeah. My preparation that I talked about was me playing the first two worlds of Grunty's Revenge and then watching 100% speed run of the rest, because I didn't have the time or inclination to play through the whole thing before this stream. But that's caused me to not retain the memory quite so well of later aspects of the game. Unfortunately. Oh well. Oops. Yeah, and it is possible to cast with so little power that it just hits the buckets at the top of the screen without reaching the objectives down there. Ah! Also, Banjo moves very sluggishly. Okay. Ah, come on. How many did I need? I should pay more attention to the briefings. Oh well. At least, hey, you know what's cool about this game? You get a music track consistently through the whole thing. Unlike the mobile adventure, which just had that jingle at the start and then nothing. Well done, here's your jiggy. Okay, progress. That's halfway, the halfway point. We're doing well. Oh, cool. So this is the boss fight that I mentioned where we fight against the skeleton pirate. Oh, do you want my gold? I'll give you a taste of hot iron for your troubles. I'm going to beat you, one-eyed pirate, and I'm swift enough to avoid your spits. What? I shouldn't skip this, apparently. You won't catch me with 6 eggs on me face. That's funny. So we can move the cursor, but also move ourselves left and right to avoid the cannonballs. Like I said, this is a bit like Bleak's boss fight. Also a little bit like the K. Rool boss fight in Donkey Kong Country 1. The cannonballs raining down. Oh, apparently you need to be pretty precise. There we go, there's one. But we do also need to keep track of our eggs. These look like ice eggs, actually. But we can replenish them from nests on the sides of the screen. Yeah. So where's this guy in Sea of Thieves, Gibbon? They bring back Sir Arthur Pendragon from their Commodore 64 games. But look at this guy. Skeleton pirate. He's born for it. And yes, I hold you responsible. Good question, says Gibbon. Okay, 1 egg, 1 hit. Can we do it? Yes. You've snatched the gold from under me, one eye. Yes, I have. Wait, it didn't go back to the other screen. What? Okay, so this is the rat, Mr. Ripovsky, who appears in Breegull Beach. Anyway, get the coins. Oh yeah, but there were coins in Spills Harbor, so I think the rat person comes back as well. If you see a red and yellow arrow, that gives us a boost. So oil slows us down, but the zippers, looking very much like they appeared in Diddy Kong Racing, do give us a boost on these slides as we progress. Yes, it's another slide, a little bit tedious. That's all right. How many coins did I need? I've already wasn't paying attention. Never mind. Just get as many as you can. It's all timed anyway. Okay. Woo. I don't think there was a slide for coins in the original game. There was definitely one with boosts, and there were coins to find in the level itself. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to the later worlds in Grunty's Revenge. But after Bad Magic Bayou would have been Spiller's Harbor, which is modelled on kind of tacky British beach towns or port towns. There's like a dirty beach with a big sandcastle. No, I don't believe it. How could you? Yeah, I handily cleared that. And there's like pollution everywhere. There's a little town with an ice cream shop or an ice cream van. That's where the peacock character is that you meet. And there's these little characters called the Squitters, who are sentient piles of, let's say, slime. Yeah, a bizarre choice. But it's a fun world. Yeah, the rat characters were definitely brown. I don't know if that's a graphical issue or if they've changed them to be black rats, but there you go. Hey, young bear, would you like to earn a jiggy? Just get 20 fish into these barrels before the time runs out, but don't catch any snippets. They'll give you a nasty pinch. So this, I'm pretty sure, was in Bad Magic Bayou originally. Don't catch the snippets. Those are the crabs. We just want the fish. And yes, it's recycling the same fishing minigame with the assets as well, just with the added wrinkle of the crabs being in your way. Oh, yeah, you're right, Gibbon. That's it. The end credits of the Game Boy Advance game was like playable. There was a slide where you collected coins. Yeah, good catch. I forgot about that. Dang. And I just watched that video yesterday. I feel like changing emulators and the plumber, everything has got me a bit flustered, but yeah. I'm sad I couldn't show off the entirety of Grunty's Revenge Mobile, but at least I can show more of the missions, because it's certainly not something that's been seen online much, and you got to see these high-res fish. You got to see them. You got to appreciate them. Now, I do remember, I was paying attention, that I need 20 fish to complete this one. Haha, we've done it. Now we're on free time. Yes. Also, I hope I get through this quickly, because unlike Grunty's Revenge Mobile, I do have different variations of this game with different resolutions, which might be interesting to check out the differences of. What I'm playing now is what's... I had it noted as a 240 by 240, but the vertical resolution is actually higher than that, so I haven't nailed down what the exact specifications are, but it's width 240, height maybe 280 or something. Well done, here's a jiggy. But I do have other variations, which we'll see later. One is the same as mobile, and the other one is a lot smaller. So we'll see what it looks like. Hey Banjo, if you can collect 30 gold coins, I'll trade them for this jiggy. Avoid the springy spikes and sticky tar, and slide over the arrows for a speed boost. So we've combined all the mechanics we've learned in slides so far. The tar, the spikes, the boosts. And we're collecting coins again for the chicken. So this doesn't really correspond to anything from the original game from memory, because you don't see the chicken again, and the coins is in the, as we said, the credits minigame. I'm pretty sure there was another slide, but I don't, yeah. It's gone out in one ear and out the other, so sorry about that. And when it's like minigames like this, they do tend to not be very memorable. Kind of taking you out of the context of the game and like, yeah, do this alternate challenge thing. Yeah, we didn't even have the sheep in the farm. We should have seen sheep in that farm. And chickens. There were really no friendly characters at all in the whole game, to be honest, of the mobile. It's called mobile. It's called Grunty's Revenge Mobile. Oops. Great work. Here's a jiggy. Oh no. Gibbon says, I appear to have not gotten into the near reincarnation closed beta. Ah, that's too bad. You just have to wait with the rest of this until the real release. Sorry about that. Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm going to try that out when it comes out as well. Just one more to go until you can free Kazooie. They're going to make me do a sliding block puzzle, aren't they? A sliding tile puzzle. I hate those. I'm so bad at them. Okay, fishing minigame in Freezing Furnace, the ice portion. Banjo, you're the next contestant on Frozen Fish. Catch 20 fast-moving fish, but leave the slower snippets to themselves. That's a lot. Oh, that's right, yeah. Now we only see the shadows, but you can tell from their speed whether it's going to be a fish or a crab. Oops, just missed that one. I think that was a twofer. Whoop. Oops. Yeah, I wish this was Funky's Fishing. Even the inferior Game Boy Advance version. To be honest, I prefer the Game Boy Advance version. It's faster paced. It actually has a music track playing underneath, unlike the Game Boy Color version from Donkey Kong Country 1. And it's a lot more like flashy. There's combos and like rainbow colored fish and stuff. I think that's a crab. Yep, that actually reduced my count by 1. Annoying. Are these crabs? Well, now I can't tell. Oh no. Okay, they were all fish? Okay. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Good, they were fish. Yes. Okay, stuff. Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of steam in terms of my personal energy levels. Time for a drink of cool, refreshing H2O. That's the stuff. Great work, Banjo. Thanks, Bozai. You got all the puzzle pieces. Oh, I don't have to do a sliding tile puzzle. Thank goodness. Hang on a second. You're right, I'm a heavy hitter. We are not afraid, odious Gruntilda. You won't defeat us. Would Banjo say odious? You think you can hit me 6 times? Ooh, impudent fellows. Let's see. She's not rhyming. What's going on here? Can I pause? I want to talk about that. They've given Grunty new lines, but they didn't make them rhyme to match how she talks in the game, in Grunty's Revenge. That's weird. Also, I should have picked up on it earlier, but we had a boss fight against the skeleton captain, and it was a shooting gallery thing with Banjo holding Kazooie and shooting eggs. The plot of the game is that Kazooie has been trapped in a magic thing, and we have to recover her. So how was Banjo using Kazooie's help to defeat the pirate skeleton if Kazooie's been trapped in a magic barrier? Get your act together, Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge missions. Okay, let's go. What are we aiming for here? Is there a weak spot? Oh, I couldn't avoid any of those. I believe it's all the red parts of her. Yeah, that's it. So this is something that happened in the original GBA game as well. This boss fight. You got to hit the different parts of the mech suit to destroy them. This isn't the final boss encounter that you had on that game. I believe it's partway through the game and then Klungo goes and fixes up the suit again. Ooh, I must have undervalued your abilities. Oh, yep, here it goes. To free Kazooie, rearrange the puzzle pieces yourself for bonus points. Or select solve to finish the puzzle automatically. With excellent timing, my spouse is here. Hey, Cathy. Remember how we were playing Lego DC Supervillains last night? And one of the challenges posed to me by this children's game was to do a sliding tile puzzle. And I failed to do it and got frustrated and gave up. And then you had to do it for me. How do you feel about doing a sliding tile puzzle?
Okay.
Okay. I think it's just hit X to, or, you know, the bottom one. Oh, maybe it's just arrow keys? Yeah, so if you press the arrow that corresponds...
Oh, it moves too.
Oh, weird. This is not like the same style of puzzle. This is like a 2048.
Oh.
Is it too hard for you? Wait, how are you supposed to get the feet to the... Oh, I know the problem. The way I've set up this controller, it actually does 2 directional inputs when you press the button.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
So you have to use arrow keys.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a control problem. Sorry about that. The same thing happened in The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. There's sliding tile puzzles in that inside the cabana once you find the cabana deed. They're optional, but you do get rewards for them. So I was like, I want to do these, but I couldn't. So I made Cathy do them all. Remember that?
No.
Yeah. My brain just can't handle these kind of things.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So I think it's this one that's missing, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's usually the bottom right one, yeah.
Yes.
So that should be the right wing tip. I'm not sure what that one is.
I think they have to go on either side of the head, right? Or is the head...
So that's the right end of the beak. That'll be in the middle. That'll that'll be there. This will be there.
Oh, okay, right.
So the head
goes
yeah, the head actually goes
on
the top
side.
top left. Yeah.
So the head goes here. Yeah. And then we get this one, and then that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. You're doing great.
Pressure's on.
The game did give me the option to solve it automatically at the expense of points, but I feel it's more true to the spirit of the game to actually complete this puzzle.
Okay.
This is just black magic to me. I can never understand how these things work. And whenever a game requires them, I get sad. Ooh, looks good. So that's the top row done.
Mm-hmm.
We're sorting out the middle row now. Oh, yeah, it's close. You can see what it should be, right?
Yeah. I can see what it should be. Whoops.
This pose does confuse a little bit as to Kazooie's anatomy. Yes. Hey! Congratulations, you've saved Kazooie. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
We did it. Co-op mode. Just put my keyboard back in place. Hooray! Score 2,978. Ta-da! Now we are at the top of the leaderboard. And now our game is over and we can do a new game. But yeah, that is... Wait a minute. Punkte. This is the German version of the game. The score, Punkte, means points in German. I think. Okay, that's cool. Thanks, Gibbon, for the emotes. Lovely stuff. Let me see. F2. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for Grunty's Revenge Missions, the 240 by whatever version. But I do have other versions. So what I'm going to do now is load up. Yeah, I'll go back to Micro Emulator actually, because I was getting better results with the controls for that. So yep, we're going to try out a different resolution version of the game and see what the differences are. Oops, no, hang on. I'll get the scaled display up. Oh, lovely and big. Properties. Just have to capture the right window. I believe it's that one. And then, hold on. Put it back to full screen. So fiddly. Okay. So now if we load up the other version, what we have is Banjo-Kazooie Missions 176 by 220. I don't know if I'll go through the whole thing, but it would be interesting to compare them. 176 by 220. Aha, there you can see that splash art. That's the interesting thing about this version of the game. Even though... Oh, why is that? Hang on. Sorry, I'll just bring that up again in a second. Okay, cool, it's back. Yeah, the interesting thing about this is that this version of the game, which has a slightly smaller resolution, actually has a larger file size, and I wonder if that splash screen is part of it. But anyway, okay, am I doing the wrong thing here? Oh, what's wrong? Huh? Hang on a second. Scores, that's what it should say. And it's cut off on the screen again, so something's weird about the controls here. I think I might have not... No, I guess this doesn't support the same control options. Oh well. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh gosh, that's frustrating. All right, just quickly check. Yep, it's got a different font. That might be part of it too. This one. Okay. Sound on. Check the credits. See if they're the same. I don't remember, but if you're watching this video, feel free to investigate. Yeah, there you go. Blah, blah, blah. There's all the info. Let's get to it. Rescue Kazooie. New game. Again, I cannot select Beat Rescue Kazooie to unlock the additional difficulties. Grunty's captured Kazooie and imprisoned her behind a magic seal. To break it, Banjo must collect 8 golden jiggies and rearrange them to create a picture of his feathered friend. If he fails, Kazooie will be trapped forever. Quarry stole my 30 eggs and taking them down the slippery slide. Sounds like you could use a hand. Oh, and do watch out for the oil puddles. They'll slow you down. So, here it is again. Similar stuff. If anything, the music sounds a lot better, but the visuals are clearly reduced in fidelity. You can see from the look of Banjo and the eggs, they're not as high quality assets. The background, maybe pretty similar. But yeah, this is a slightly smaller screen version of the game. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do. What's the time? Oh yeah, we're running up on the time limit here. At least we've seen the whole of the highest quality version of the game. What I can do is maybe load up each of the minigames individually, do a little bit of each, and yeah. I certainly don't want to do that sliding tire puzzle again. This actually sounds really good though. I'm impressed with that. Thank you. Here's a shiny jiggy for you. And there you go. Sheep dip. With Grunty about, it isn't safe to bathe in the sheep dip. Help 20 little bar leaders get out and I'll give you a reward. Yes, indeed. So this actually looks more similar to what it looked like on the Game Boy Advance, or in other words, the the quality of the assets and such makes it appear more like the original game. And actually, I'd say the controls are better here than they were in the high resolution version of this game, if you'd asked me. So that's interesting. It's sort of a trade-off, I guess. Yeah, but like I said, I don't want to just overflow with tedium by doing the same stuff over and over again. So what I'm going to do is head back and just quickly run through. Oh, no, you have to unlock them to do them. Okay, we're doing it. We're rescuing Kazooie, even though if we do, I'm going to have to set up the controls better. Yeah, so Joy-to Key's not cooperating right now. So, hang on a sec. Down is 8. Oh, man. And then 6 is right. 4 is left. Up is 2 because it's reversed from what I would want it to be. All right, that should be fine. Now we can play it properly. Continue. Sheep dip. Okay. Here we go. You just have to do them. That's just how it is. Yeah, this does feel like it controls better. And I swear it does sound better too. So strange the different drawbacks that these different SKUs have. It's really weird. Does the screen look okay? I think it's fine. I think I chose a slightly different scale display to what I had last time, so it might look a little blurrier. Oops. Yeah. Come on, sheep. Or belitas. Barlitas. This seems like a weird kind of like reverse engineering of a fishing minigame. It's like, okay, we want to do a fishing minigame, but we put that later in the game. We'll put it early. We'll put a variation of it early where you're throwing bait to catch a sheep so you can pull it into a sheep dip. It seems a lot less natural than fishing, you know? Oh, come on. Yeah, get it. Get in. I think it was 20, so yeah, I think we're fine. Oof. Bravo! Here's the jiggy for you. Grubby shoot. Are you ready for the test of the ancient Breegulls? Yes, I am. I was born ready. You know what? I don't care if we're going late today. I am playing through the entirety of all 3 versions of Grunty's Revenge missions. As for Grunty's Revenge Mobile, sod it. I don't care. Nobody cares. We're not playing that one anymore. Because that's already online. You know what's not online? 3 different versions of missions. That's right. We're doing it. I don't know why I wasted my time playing Grunty's Revenge Mobile. I'm quite sad that I didn't get to the end, actually. I wonder how long I can push my luck and maybe do everything in one stream. I think my longest stream ever was when I decided I would play through the whole of Bubsy 3D. It took like 4.5 hours or something. And I was destroyed at the end. This is the Jiggy of the Breegull champion, Barrett Proudly. Looking to earn a quick Jiggy? You bet. I always am. I'm all about dem Jiggies. All right. No. Curses. Oops. No. You know what? We're going to have to switch back to K emulator after this. Now that I think about it. One weird thing when I was trying out the different variations of the game that are out there is, you know, I found the 3 different versions of missions. The smallest one is a mere 128 by 128 pixels. I think that's smaller than the original Game Boy. And the Game Boy Color by extension, because you use the same size screen. But when I tried to play it in micro emulator, or rather when our friend Red Crested Breegull tried to play it in micro emulator, it crashed because I was using K emulator at the time, and it runs fine in that. But I found a different version of it that will run in micro emulator. The only catch is it's the Russian release, so it's all in Russian language, Cyrillic, etc. So that could be a problem. We have to decide whether to go with the same micro emulator that I'm using now and go with the Russian version, or switch to K emulator, get it in English, and potentially have weird controls. Well, it worked well enough on the larger version, so I think we can manage with the other emulator. But then again, it could be possible that the sort of differences in control is down to the different emulators. Another lubber trying to steal me gold, is it? Well, I'll give you a taste of hot iron for your troubles. I'm going to beat you, one-eyed pirate, and I'm swift enough to avoid your spits. You won't catch me with 6 eggs on me face. That dialogue is so weird. Okay, cool. So here it is again. The pirate ship is filling more of the screen this time because we are at a lower resolution. That's kind of interesting. But again, we're having this this weird continuity glitch where Kazooie is here and helping us, ask Banjo, to fight. I don't know if this guy has a name, but he must do. He must have a name. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, it's weird. Kazooie's here. That should not be the case. Anyway. Come on. This is one of the bits that is actually not timed because we just have to win. Ah, come on. One hit, one shot. No! You've snatched the gold from under me, one eye. So have. Okay, 30 coins. Let's do it. Oh yeah, it is a bit like that, Gibbon, eh? As Gibbon says, it's a bit like having not Kite in Dinosaur Planet. Some Breegull swooped in to help us out for one section. Indeed, I did say that in Breegull Beach in the original game, you rescue magenta-colored Breegulls from enslavement in Grunty's Quarry. As Mouse Banjo. So, yeah, as in the original Dinosaur Planet, Kite is Crystal's normal dinosaur companion who accompanies her throughout the whole game, and when Crystal is captured by Lightfoots in Lightfoot Village, Kite comes in to help by scaring them off with her fire breath. And when they ported that gameplay segment to the final Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet, not Dinosaur Planet, the final name of the game is just Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, they have the same setup and premise for that sequence, but Kite isn't really in the game in the same way. So instead, just some random Cloud Runner swoops in and helps Fox out of nowhere. Yes, it is exactly like that. So let's go with that. It was one of the magenta Breegulls from the Breegull Beach. Okay, 20 fish. So I think, hang on a second. Yeah, again, I wonder if this was covered in the slush fund, but if we want to be really strict to the DK Vine fandom, then we need to identify that random Breegull that helped us out in that one or two boss fights in Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge missions and give them a name as well. So I believe that we have the prerogative to do that, Gibbon, seeing as your staff at DK Vine. It's then, of course, up to you to make a character biography page for them on the website. And I don't know, maybe Matt will doctor some official art of Kazooie, change the color a bit, and then claim it's a different character. Matt's done some really good photoshops for the site, particularly of acorn people, and creating a fake render of Bachelor Bear from Donkey Kong Country 3 Game Boy Advance, which was not a character that existed in the original game. That's not a no. Are you up for the challenge? We need to give a random Breegull a name. So what do we know about Breegulls? Well, we only know one named Breegull, and that's Kazooie. Her name is based on the kazoo, a musical instrument, but then again, so is Banjo and Tooties. But so it's kind of like, you know, in Dragon Ball, how King Piccolo's minions have names based on musical instruments, but then later on when you meet other Namekians, their names are based on mollusks and slugs and stuff. So when they create random Namekians for video games such as Dragon Ball Fusions, some of them follow the naming scheme of other Namekians, some of them follow the naming scheme of King Piccolo's minions. But in this case, since we only know one Breegull and their naming scheme follows the faction they're in, which is Banjo and friends, or family. Yeah, they're family. Banjo-Kazooie essentially family, which is a musical instrument theme, and Kazooie doesn't seem to have much of a connection to her species, apart from... so there was a Banjo-Kazooie action figure at some point, and the blurb on the back of the box had this strange backstory to the characters that had never been heard before in any official material. It said that Banjo was orphaned as a child and raised by the family of Kazools, which seemed to be a misspelling of Kazooie, but it identified Kazooie with the Kazools and had them as a sort of family unit that Banjo was then involved in, which doesn't square with 2D or like, I don't know, Banjo's house, although there's nothing to say it's not Kazooie's house. I don't know, it's all just, you know, never been quite nailed down, and there's a bit of apocrypha out there, but I would say, given the fact that the only Breegull that we have a name for is Kazooie, then we could probably name this other Breegull after a musical instrument. And we can even make up facts and claim that it's Kazooie's sister or something. But then again, since we're in the past right now, having time traveled and then rescued the Breegulls from Breegull Beach, it's probably a forebear to Kazooie, maybe her grandmother or mother. So these are my theories. Considering what we said about the generation gap, the most concrete evidence we have is Captain Blubber's age. I think he's a child in the timeline of Grunty's Revenge, and an adult in Banjo-Kazooie. So a Breegull would be... Oops, that's a crab. I knew it. So if it's, say, a fully grown Breegull with the abilities of Kazooie in the past. In the present, they would be quite old. So, part of Grunty going to Breegull Beach and enslaving the Breegulls is in an effort to change the past so that Banjo and Kazooie never meet and meddle with her plans in the present. So she would directly have to interfere with members of Kazooie's bloodline, her forebears. So that actually ties in nicely with that stated goal of Grunty's from the plot of the original game, which isn't really stated in the mobile ports. So this is what I'm getting. It's got to be a direct ancestor of Kazooie's, and it also has to... you know, that would explain the similar color as well. I just have to decide whether it's her mother or grandmother. It's probably more impactful for it to be her mother. Does that work with the generation thing? The timelines? Let's say yes. Like, Blubber and Banjo and Kazooie can't be that different in age. So if he's a child and then an adult, then let's say it's Kazooie's mother. You got all the puzzle pieces. We've done it. Wait. Did we not fight Grunty? Oh, yeah, now we do. I forgot. You seem a little bitter, Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, you're right. I'm a heavy hitter. Oh, that kind of rhymes. You seem a little bitter. Banjo-Kazooie, you're right. I'm a heavy hitter. Okay. We are not afraid, odious Gruntilla. You won't defeat us. You think you can hit me 6 times. Ooh, impudent fellows. Let's see. None of that rhymes. The first line sort of rhymed, but that one definitely didn't. Okay. Alright, so currently we still haven't rescued Kazooie because doing the puzzle is what frees her from the magic trap, which means that this again is Kazooie's mother helping us out. So let's give her a name. Let's see, maybe like a small woodwind, or not woodwind, but wind-based instrument, much like Kazooie. We can't use Piccolo because that was going to be Tootie's name in development before they changed it to Tootie. Oops! When I meet you in my tower, I won't hold back. I'll use full power. Now that rhymed. That's got to be from the original game. Oops. Okay. So what's another... like a flute? We could call her Flutie. Is that too close to Tootie? And also too lazy? We could call it Ocarina... Ocarini. We could call her Didgeridee. Didgeridee. Ah! Something's wrong with the controls. I gotta lead my shots. It's a little tricky. Okay, one more. Hit that. Yes. Ooh, I must have undervalued your abilities. Okay, and then it's the tile puzzle again, which I am definitely not going to do. So we're done with this version of the game. Finally, we're going to be playing the 128 by 128 version, which again, I'll switch back to K-Emulator for. The Vuvuzela suggests Gibbon. Lovely. So would her name be Vuvuzelli? Oops. 128 by 128. That's our screen today, folks. And we're going to play the final version of Banjo-Kazooie's missions. Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge missions. And I just have to capture the right window. Okay, I'll go quit back to the start. Oops. Oh, that actually just quit the whole thing. Hopefully it picks it up. Yep, there it is. Now, looking at it right here, it feels like it's even less than 128 by 128 because it's got that extra bar on the bottom with a quit button. So it might be like 128 by, I don't know, 110 or something. Oh, that is jarring. Much lower quality MIDI synth there. Okay. Golly gee willikers. Now that sounds like a Vuvuzella. Right. Yep. I'll just quickly check the credits. Slightly different version number, I think. Sandy Ting. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo. Oh, yeah. Pretty sure those are the same names. But again, it's not my place to say because I don't remember. Rescue Kazooie. Here we go again. 128 by 128. Grunty has captured Kazooie and imprisoned her behind a magic seal. Oh no! Oh, didn't change that much. To break it, Banjo must collect 8 golden jiggies and rearrange them to create a picture of his feathered friend. If he fails, Kazooie will be trapped forever. Love this sound. Okay. So this is what it looks and sounds like on the lowest quality mobile phone, or sorry, the lowest, lowest powered mobile phone that will run Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge missions. As you can see, the assets are pretty similar to what we had in the mid-range version that we were just playing. But clearly the sound quality is lower. This game fits into a file of size mere 64 kilobytes. Very small indeed. I think the higher range version was 250 kilobytes. That's just the kind of sizes games are on Java phones. But yeah, what does that look like? It looks okay. I might actually blow this up a bit. I can do that, Oh, I can do it with this button. This one. That should look a little better, actually, on the stream. Here's a shiny jiggy for you. Thank you, chicken. Oh, my stream is lagging behind a bit. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, cool. Should have done that earlier. Sheep dip. Yeah, same dialogue. This is really grating in my ears. I'm going to turn it down on the stream a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's not too quiet. Ah, I missed. We can actually see there's different graphics for the sort of power meter in the upper left. The rest of it seems pretty similar, just scaled down. I think the font's different too. But you might think of this as what would it be like if Grunty's Revenge was on the Game Boy Color rather than Game Boy Advance. Although clearly the range of colors available here is a lot wider than what you had on that console. The actual quality of the graphics themselves, or like, I don't know. You know what I mean. I think it looks nicer than what your average Game Boy Color game might be. Doesn't sound as good though, that's for sure. This is no chiptune. Although it might sound slightly different depending on your particular handset. I'm sure different, manufacturers have different MIDI instrument sets preloaded onto their devices. Right, let's get back to the naming of Kazooie's mother. Gibbon has suggested Vuvuzella. Not a bad suggestion. We need to turn it into a name, though. Vuvuzellaria. Vuvuzelia? Vuvuzella. The other thing about Vuvuzella is it almost sounds like the name for the word Rosella, which is a type of bird as well. All right, yeah, this is all the same dialogue. That's all good. We could put 2 L's in Vuvuzella. Vuvuzella. Then it's more like a name. Otherwise, I have to start looking up instruments. The oboe, a bassoon, name more woodwinds or whistles. Tin whistle, recorder, bass recorder. Actually, thinking about what a kazoo actually is, it's kind of a novelty joke instrument that makes a sound that some consider unpleasant, or like jarring, and is not really an instrument with the prestige and the legitimacy of like proper orchestra woodwinds. So from that perspective, I think Gibbon's suggestion of Vuvuzela is actually perfect, considering the purpose and use of Vuvuzelas compared to kazoos. So that's perfect. Let's go with Vuvuzela as the basis for the name of Kazooie's mother. So to change Kazoo to Kazooie, you add the E. Do we need to do that? Banjo's name is just Banjo, right? Vuvuzela already kind of sounds feminine as well. But I feel like I said before you could add an extra L to it and then it would be like a combination of the name Ella and Vuvuzela. But then people might just think you're misspelling Vuvuzela. So I'm torn on that. Thoughts, Gibbon? The other option is adding an extra consonant or other kind of syllable to it to make it more clear that it's a name. Add the L. Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. All right, I think we're done then. We have named Kazooie's mother. Her name is Vuvuzella, and she helped Banjo in the past when her own daughter was perhaps not even born, or perhaps just a hatchling or an egg, to take down a pirate skeleton captain, a skeletal pirate captain, and the ghost of a witch inside a mechanical robot body by spitting ice eggs at them while within Banjo's hands. And that is all we know of Vuvuzela as it is. Potentially, given the apocryphal backstory from the action figure box, she also raised Banjo. And potentially his sister Tootie, unless they met later in life, having not known each other for their early childhoods. So yeah, that's what we know. I think it's a real missed opportunity that Grunty goes to the past specifically to mess with Banjo-Kazooie's bloodlines, and you don't actually meet their ancestors at any time, even on a beach filled with members of Kazooie's species. It's kind of sad that you don't get to meet Kazooie's parents or grandparents or whatever. But you could always leave, that always leaves room for fan theories. You know, that ancient who gave us the task of collecting all the grubs from the slide. Maybe that was Kazooie's grandmother. Who knows? This game is totally why Tooty is missing, says Gibbon. Okay, there's a theory for you. So Gibbon's theory is that Tooty existed in Banjo-Kazooie, the first game, but then when Grunty went back in time, she did actually manage to change the past, and what she did was erase Tooty from the time stream. I like this theory. Yeah, the general theory I've seen since, if you place the hook just right, you can catch fish from 2 different lanes. That's cool. Yeah, the theory that I agreed with that was bandied about was that Tooty disappeared off into Minecraft world, because she does appear in the Minecraft rare skin pack after the acquisition of Mojang by Microsoft. So that was the theory of where she disappeared to and why she wasn't seen again, was because that whole time she was in the world of Minecraft, and they finally reunited during the events of the skin pack or whatever, if you can call those events. But yeah, this works too. Kazooie went back to mess with Banjo and Kazooie's bloodline after all. Gruntilda went back, sorry. And it turns out she succeeded, according to Gibbon's theory. She succeeded by, well, to a certain extent. She didn't manage to eliminate her nemesis Banjo, but she deleted his sister Tooty by accident, I guess. Time travel's a tricky thing, you know. You gotta be careful. Oh, not powerful enough. Oh yeah, love that MIDI. There should be a Banjo character called MIDI, named after the simulated instruments. What does MIDI stand for, actually? It's like, it's an acronym, or at least an initialism. No, it is an acronym, because you pronounce it like MIDI. Yeah. Alright. The chicken's gonna give us a jiggy for no reason, again. I've come this far, I must see this through. How long have I been going? 2.5 hours! Good gravy! Good gravy. What's another half hour or so, eh? It's worth it. You know, I mentioned briefly before that Rare had 2 other mobile games based on their Game Boy Advance output. It's Mr. Pants and Saberwolf. Those are games... I've played Saberwolf myself, but I've never even touched It's Mr. Pants mobile or GBA. Neither of those is part of my plans for this stream series, but maybe one day later I'll play Saberwolf and It's Mr. Pants. No promises though. Because, like, at least Banjo is even a pretty well-loved franchise, which has name recognition. Saberwolf and It's Mr. Pants are a lot more obscure in general, and especially their mobile phone ports. Yeah. They're going to be even more unknown than what I'm playing right now. The 128 by 128 version of Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge Missions, which is just the minigames from the Game Boy Advance game that nobody already talks about. That crab actually tricked me. I feel like maybe the crabs move faster on 128. Oops. I'm really getting sick of this music, by the way. It's really Really getting to me. It's quite loud in my headphones. I wonder if I can turn that down anymore. Nope. I'm already at the minimum volume and it's so loud in my ears. I really have to fix that on this computer somehow. One day. One day. I'll do it. Oh, this is actually getting pretty tight. No, that was a crab! How unfair. Come on. And that was a fish? It's getting hard to tell which one is which. How many did I need? Was it just 20? That's definitely a crab down there. That's a fish. Okay, cool. Got a handle on it. No. Crabs, 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 crabs. Oh, that was a crab? Unfair. Oh, I hope it's not 30. Oh, a crab. Come on. Hey, it was enough. You got all the puzzle pieces. Woo. Oh. Is there not a Grunty fight in this version? So they cut that out of the lowest spec version. Okay, well, I'm definitely not doing this again, even though it's actually mostly finished. It's just that I have to move those tail feathers over there, and I'll never do it. I can't. I'm incapable. So I'm going to hit solve and see what happens. Are you sure? I am sure. It didn't even tell me what score I got. Maybe you become ineligible. Oh my gosh. Given says, I feel like I'm listening to a ballet. That's very generous of you. But hey, I'm feeling punchy. I'm going to continue playing Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge Mobile. I just noticed something. Something amazing. Something that I've never seen before. How can I show this to you? Display. Yes. Yes. It's the app icon, which is revealed at the bottom of the screen and is something that I haven't seen before. See this? Pretty cool. That's new artwork, that is. It also appears on the title bar of this app, but it's smaller there. So I didn't notice that before, but there you go. Pretty cool stuff. There's my whole desktop as well, if you were wondering. Snoops. All right. So I was playing in micro emulator, so I'll jump back to my other emulator. Nice find. Oh yeah, Gibbon says that the tune that was playing reminds her of Peter and the Wolf. I can see it actually. Yeah, it's a good call. All right, Grunty's Revenge is coming back from the dead. I was playing in micro emulator, right? Yeah, resize. Yep, the window's the right size, so I just have to get the scale display up, then capture it on the window. Oh, the music is getting to me. All right. Sorry. Nope, that's the wrong one. This one? Okay, just have to resize that a little bit again. This is what I did last time beforehand. So however you do it, it doesn't look quite right. Okay, just make sure that's centered and we're good to go. So I'll pick continue and we'll pick up where we left off, and then we will see this through. We will see the entirety of the saga of Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge on mobile. Now, where did I leave off? I believe I had yet to backtrack to Jiggy Wiggy's temple, so just pop down there. Ugh, it feels slow. I don't like it. Let's go. Okay, let's do it. Okay. And by the way, I'm playing this in Micro Emulator, which doesn't have the little app icon thing that we just observed. Oh. So I opened Spill's Harbor already, I guess? Yeah. Okay. So we'll go up to Spiral Mere, we'll explore, and see if we can find Spill's Harbor, the next world, and the second last total world of this game. I'm curious if the finale includes the quiz game that is the sort of a staple of the Banjo series. And yes, is included in Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. Slightly different form. They sort of ask you questions in between phases of the boss fight, which is really cool. I think that's a great way to go about it. So it should be up here. Yep, Spiral Mere, here we are. Oh, TNT boxes are here. Which implies that we might be getting the Wonder Wing at some point. Which is what protected you from them. We're also seeing some fire eggs. And a free Jiggy. Oh. There's that isometric perspective. Playing havoc again. Bit hard to tell where you're coming and going from. Now, the original GBA game, whenever you unlocked a world, it would zoom in to where that was to show you where the world portal was. We don't have that here, so we're stumbling around a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't take too long to find. Okay. Still need a couple more of those to afford another health extension. Oh, I'm only halfway through getting all the notes. What's the time? Okay, yep. I'm going to keep going because I choose to, as Neo says in... yeah, it's Matrix 1, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's 1. Why do you persist? Because I choose to. Whoa. I always thought Hugo Weaving pronounced persist really strangely in that line reading. Why do you persist? But hey, he was having to put on an American accent, so I'll forgive him. Of course, he's Australian. He's not Elvish. He's not whatever Agent Smith is. You should see him in classic indie Australian film The Interview, where he plays like a sketchy guy who is accused of a crime but claims to have not committed it. And he's being interrogated by classic Australian actor Anthony LaPaglia. Here's Spill's Harbor. Let's pop in. Oops. Cut off that music there. Ah! So these are the baddie puddles of goo, but there are goody puddles of goo as well. Yeah, notice how you can still move about in the game over screen. How do I... What? How do I shake those things? Ah! Alright. Well, let's just avoid them by going this way first. Spiller's Haven, looking very much like Breegull Beach. Hold on. Ugh, well, I'm trying to get a handle on the music theme that's playing here, but I think it's probably the same one that's in Breegull Beach, and you can see the beach assets here are the same too. In the original game, as I said before, Breegull Beach looked a little cleaner. Spill's Harbor was dirtier. And it had a big sandcastle to explore on this screen, which I assume is going to be missing in this version as well. You did need the mouse transformation to access it, Oh, wow. There are 2 Jiggies just lying out here on the cliff tops. How about that? Oops. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to glide over to that, I'm sure. Hey, Bozai. Been a while. What have you been doing? If you want to get trained up, you got to get them notes. Fetch me 320 shiny ones and I might teach you. Golly, that's a lot. I'm going to have to go hunting. I believe this is one of the very few spots in the original Grunty's Revenge where there was actually a note nest. They were the norm in Tui, as opposed to the individualized notes that we see here and were collectible in Kazooie, the first game. Oops. Yeah, I could have predicted that. We're going to get fire eggs at some point. I wonder how we switch between the egg types. Speaking of, let's take out these guys. There's plenty of eggs lying around, so we might as well use them. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Diagonal movement and pulling out the feathery flap are both kind of problematic with this control scheme that we're on here. Oh boy. Okay. Woohoo! Yeah, great. So that's that done. That's all the notes in this beach area, apart from the ones at the top of the cliff, which I'll go grab now. But that doesn't get us any closer to beating those sludge enemies. It does get us a bit of the way closer to affording Bozai's next move. Oh, there's another platform over here. Okay, a few more notes for us. I gotta say, as kind of awkward as this is, it's still more fun to actually play through than the missions, which is just a series of minigames one after the other. But I gotta give props to the technical aspects of missions. Okay, so here we go. Go, go, go. No, I went left too early. Got to give it a bit more time gliding. I do like that glide though. It's satisfying to pull off. It's actually very Spyro-like now that I think of it. No! I waited too long, I guess. I wonder if I'll even have enough notes by going through all the rest of Spill's Harbor. Hope so. Yeah, I said before I didn't intend this to be a 100% run, but... Oh, man. That's rough. Normally in Spill's Harbor, you get the feathery flap. No, that's the... What's it called? Flap flip? No, that's the double... That's the backflip jump, which you get automatically in the original game. When you rescue Kazooie, you can do the backflip jump from crouch. No crouch in this game. No backflip. Oh, come on. But yeah, you get the shock pad spring jump where there's green pads around that you can then do a much higher jump off of. That's what you get in Spill's Harbor. In addition to something else. No! Come on, come on. I didn't want to be here all day. No, why? Something's wrong here. How do I do this more reliably? How do I pull this off? If I mash it at the top of my jump, that's seems like the most reliable thing to do. Oh, but that didn't make it all the way. Why not? Did I hit it too early? Try and do it at the peak of the jump. Whoops. Oh, come on. Maybe I hit the bush. Maybe that's the problem. Got to be higher up the screen. Maybe that's it. Okay, so what's the goal? As far to the left as possible. And then, yes, nailed it. Took me enough times, jeez. Yeah, and all that's just nothing. Okay, so we're done with the beach. Apart from coming back for Bozai's move when I have 320 notes. Should have explored more on Spiral Mere, I think. Or, where was I? Spiral Mere? One of them. Okay. You know, it's odd everything is in the hub world is called Spiral when really the main feature that gave it its name, Spiral Mountain, is just one small part of what we now know to be a larger zone. What is going on with those? I guess I just have to avoid them. Although, maybe I could try this. Those eggs look tiny, don't they, when they come out of Kazooie's beak? Strange. Alright, let's explore the water zone a little bit. A few notes, good. Just what I needed. Ugh. Okay. I'm so glad that it saves all your progress. It's very friendly. Uh-oh. My nemesis. A diagonal jump. Let's try doing it from this side. Hey, that worked. Great. 2 green gingers. I've given up trying to track what things happen in what worlds, but did we get a green ginger in this world already? Oh! Fooled again by isometric perspective. It's okay. It tracked me perfectly underneath my feet. Ridiculous. I hate these things. Okay, we can just go around them. Oh, yeah, okay, they have a radius. So now we go up this way. Grey gruntlings. Looks very dangerous. How many hit points? 1, 2, 3, 4 hits to destroy a grey gruntling. Ow. Nasty. So one of the new features in the game that wasn't in any of the previous Banjo games was battery eggs. Haven't seen those yet. Don't know if they're in this version. Nothing I like to see more than the little sparkling notes. I should think he's lucky to see anything. Now I've got a little summon here that'll come in handy against Grunty's flaming friends. To use those ice eggs, swap to him with 1 or 7. You be careful now, Kazooie. I wouldn't want one of these to get stuck on your tongue. And you be careful I don't give you some frostbite on your way back down your hole. That's not very ice, Kazooie. Hilarious. That's all verbatim, I'm pretty sure, from the original game. So yeah, I talked about how Spiller's Harbour was sort of playing on the British tourist trap port town vibe. You don't get too much of it in this version, I suppose. It just kind of looks like very industrial and a lot of concrete port type vibe, but who knows? We haven't gone all the way to the right yet. I'm not expecting too much. But our note total is gradually climbing towards that magical 320. I wonder what that could be. Probably fire eggs. We've just gotten a use of ice eggs, although I don't know if I even have any yet. I suppose I could try one against these guys. I've pressed 1. I'll press 1 now. Yeah, there you go. They're a slightly paler shade of blue. It's hard to tell. Ugh, missed it. Is the town part not in this one, asks Gibbon. Yeah, well, we'll try to find out, but I assume it's not, considering the farm didn't have any structures at all, and they've been kind of restrictive with which kind of environments are in which worlds, kind of limited to one per, loading zone. So we got the industrial port over here and the beach area on the right, past the screen transition. Did I get to 320 yet? Pause, totals. Yes, just made it. So can pop back in here, grab those fire eggs and see if they're any much better against the slime blobs. Any much better. That's what I said. Those are words that I chose to emit from my mouth. Okay, come on. You brought enough notes? Well, here's the trick. Grunty's germuloids will suck the life out of you. Be quick and shake them off before they can start. Wait, that's what you taught me? That counts as a move? Okay. So, apparently, just like the warp pad in Breegull Beach, I had to learn from Bozai how to shake off... Wait, he said shake off before they start, but I rolled... What? I'm sorry. Why did I pay 320 notes for advice that is useless and doesn't even apply? I'm really mad right now. Not really. I'm moderately annoyed that I can't figure out the controls of this game. Oh, God. Those are all my bones cracking from the stress. Instant skeletonization. Well, I've been all the way over here. Let's climb. Oh! Spiller's Stores. I wonder what that is. That could be the town. Let's pull out our Kazooie friend. So ice eggs didn't work. I'm missing anyway. Alright, what we're going to do is set our warp point by going in this door. And then if we die here... Oh, wow, okay. Stacks of boxes. This was a subzone in the original game, I believe. It's where you learn the Wonder Wing, and it helps you fight back against the boxes who approach you to explode. I wouldn't have any troubles in my life if I had wings. And I do. So here's the third green ginger over here. Let's pop down here. Whoops. So what does that do for me? The gingers are united. Your reward awaits. Ah, okay. So I should have been talking to some of the other oracles to get extra jiggies. Not that I need them. Not that I have needed them so far to access the new worlds as I get to that point. I've been getting enough jiggies otherwise, but apparently I've missed a couple of jiggies so far thanks to not talking to oracles. So we'll have to try and remedy that at some point. Oops, no. Oops, huh. What's that about? Oh, is there another exit? It looks like there's a hole there, but I think that's a muncher hole, not an exit hole. You know? It's really high up. But there's no other place to jump from. That's the highest point on this map. Right? Am I wrong? Oh, yeah. Breegull's sending me messages on Discord, which correspond to the very same problems that I was having with the 240 resolution missions. So I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. Try and give them some advice on that. So far the advice seems to be switched to a different emulator, but that might not be so helpful, especially for a Mac user. This is tricky, isn't it? I'm not sure what to do. Am I going to learn a better jump? I'll just try this a few more times. Come on. The flap is not coming out. There it is. That felt like it almost got there. Oh, this is frustrating. Those definitely aren't the same type of hole as the one I've just come in from. Try and jump a little bit later. Ooh. Oh, hang on. Is there a roll jump in this game? No. Little known fact, you can roll jump in Kazooie and Tooie, just like in Donkey Kong Country, to get a little bit more oomph out of your jump. Doesn't really come up that often. It's not needed, I think. But it's something you can do. Ugh. Well, I give up. I always said this wasn't a 100% run, and if I find no other way into that room, then I'm just not getting that stuff, I guess. Nope. Better pop down here. Death. In the slimy waters of Spiller's Harbor. So named because of all the spills of toxic chemicals that have rendered it uninhabitable for me. Oh yeah, that's another thing I guess that won't be in this version. The dolphin character. Again, bit of generational confusion. Is it the same snorkel from Rusty Bucket Bay? Unclear, not addressed. To preserve the timeline, Banjo and Kazooie do not go around greeting people habitually. Bozai was warned of their arrival by a note sent by Mumbo, of course, but you come to think of it, I don't remember how their interaction with Mumbo goes when they meet him, because it's the past version of Mumbo, of course, although he looks like he does in 2E, with the all-over skull mask covering, compared to how he looks in the first game, where the skull only covers the front half of his face and looks significantly different on top of that. Yeah, I just have to do it by tanking the damage and running through until I get all the stuff. Okay. Oops. 2 more, and I don't see any other exits. How do I get that damn stuff? Hang on a sec. Totals. 9 out of 10 moves. It's possible that the 10th move in this game is some kind of improved jump, but then again, I've found fire eggs and haven't learned how to use them yet, so it's probably that, right? So what am I doing wrong with that jump? The other thing that the honeycomb will give me is... Oh, actually I have enough right now to get the next health extension. I just need to find an iteration of Honeybee, which might mean having to backtrack to Hill Farm, actually. Ugh, okay. Just to check, 342 notes. That's definitely not a round number. I came in here with a total that ended in 9, so that would mean I've got X3 notes, where X is an unknown digit, and 3 is the singles digit. Go away! No, not again! Curses. I think I was actually prevented from walking left on that platform because there was a barrel there, and those are the barrels that... I can't walk into the barrel. I couldn't jump over the barrels when I was on the same plane as them. So I think, despite appearances, the barrels actually extend infinitely into the air and invisibly. So that's interesting. New breakthroughs in barrel technology happening in Spiller's Harbor. They should talk to Bluster's Barrel Works and see about implementing this into a commercial product, I think. See, this is another jump that I'm failing at, but I swear I've done it before. Is this a depth perception thing again? Oh, blimey. Yeah, see? I couldn't go left. All right. What are our options here? So help me, I'm trying this again. Ooh, I have an idea. I think this has a better chance of working if I can just pull off that glide move. Maybe not. It's like 2 stacks of boxes. It feels like I should be able to make that. Come on. Throw me a bone here. Ah. Okay, relax, people. Come on. It's just a game. Talking to myself, by the way. So help me, I will devour your ancestors. Oh, come on. Why is this glide so unreliable? I wonder if I can go behind. Nope. It's not going. There it goes. Once. Twice. I think I'm jumping a little bit earlier than I potentially could. Arrgh. No, stop. Messing me up, game. Oh well, I'm done. I'm leaving. That's definitely lower than the other points on this map. I'm done. I'm leaving. This never was 100% run and it never will be. Okay, can't get past... Oh, come on. Oh, Gibbon wants me to give up. I think it's kind of become uncontinuable at this point. I can do it. I promise. Just give me a chance. All I have to do is... Ah! Oh, that was really annoying. I really don't get how Bozai's advice was helpful at all. If I can sneak past... no. Too slow. I just have to get past that one puddle. The one problem puddle. Like this? No, didn't work. I always feel like if I'm quick enough I can get to a door over there, but it's too far away. So what I'll try this time is a bit of a glide. It didn't work! But if I get in the middle there between them, I'll be able to progress from there, I'm sure. I promise. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. No, it got me again. I wish I had the Wonder Wing. Alright, we'll go via the sea lanes. It's no worries. Because we can go this way. It's totally doable. It's totally doable if you glide. So, how about that Eurovision Song Contest that just happened has been consuming my life for weeks. Pretty cool stuff, huh? If you haven't heard yet, the 2021 contest was won by Italy with a fantastic little sort of, what would you call it? Rock. I don't know what kind of rock. It's a bit punk-ish. It's kind of old school-ish. It was cool, that's for sure. Viti Buoni, I think it was called. I'm sorry. Not good on the pronunciation of Italian. But the band is called Måneskin, which is actually a Dutch word because I believe the band is based in the Netherlands, but one of their members is Dutch. The bassist. At least. Okay. So I've made it this far. And if I'm careful, I can escape. Thank goodness. All right, how many jiggies do we have? And importantly, how many did we need? 20. That feels like it's enough for the next one. Let's pop by Honeybee. Was there another Honeybee or was there just the one in Cliff Farm? There's our final destination, people. Freezing Furnace is the last world of Grunty's Revenge. So all we need to do is unlock that, make our way back, and Bob's your uncle. No! That's okay. Oh my goodness, says Gibbon. Probably talking about the Eurovision. No. Okay. Speedrun techniques. Roll everywhere. Nuh-uh, Bob was my grandfather, says Gibbon. Oh yeah, that's right. The Oracle Gingers. I should pop in and get this one too. Oh, I don't have these ones. Or I've already done it? Yes. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But since we're here, let's go up and see Honeybee. Honey to the bee. That's you for me. Okay. Well, my grandfather is Don. It's funny, everyone in the family calls him Don. Or I guess his direct children call him Dad, I suppose. But, like, when you become a grandparent, you have to pick, like, what cutesy name your grandchildren are going to call you. Could be Nana. Could be Pop. Could be Granny. Etc., etc. But Don is just Don to all his grandchildren. Okay, give me that health. Yes, I'm so ready for that. Okay, 4 more that I'll never get. Where could there possibly be 4 in this game? I know... Oh, okay. So I know 1 that I've missed. I know maybe 2 that I've missed. Unclear. But I'm certainly not being extraordinarily thorough on this run, that's for sure. To be honest, since I haven't watched the 55-minute run, that might not be a thorough run either. Who knows? I couldn't tell you, but for all I know, it does the bare minimum to reach the end. Okay. Which way? This way. Yep. Anyway, Italy winning was pretty unexpected. I was expecting Switzerland to win. It was a much more traditional Eurovision winner. It's a beautiful song too. Really cool thing, the top 3 songs in the end were all not in English, which is nice, because English has so dominated the contest since the abolishment of the language rule, which was in effect through the 70s, 80s, 90s, where your country had to submit a song that was in the native language of your country, or one of the native languages of your country. But they don't do that anymore, because it gave an unfair advantage to countries whose language was more universally known, such as Ireland. They won a lot in the 90s, and part of it was because a greater proportion of Greater Europe can understand English, and therefore the song was more understandable and connected more with people, I guess. Anyway, you didn't come here to learn about Eurovision history. Oops, wrong button. Yep, that'll do. Hate those question mark ones. Okay. We're nearly there, people. There it is, the final world, Freezing Furnace. Now, this is one thing I read about the game. Freezing Furnace in the original game was a sort of Hail Fire Peaks situation where there was, you know, as the name might suggest, a freezing part and a furnace part. So there's a hot area and a cold area. There's the Yeti character that I mentioned earlier, shows up again in Banjo Pilot. Oh, it's got a lot of health. Not this again. Again, I'm hitting the wrong button to stop it. From what I've read, the mobile port here cuts out the whole furnace part of the game, which is also labeled as Grunty Industries, as a sort of proto-version of the world that we see in Tui. So yeah, we're just going to have this exterior snowy mountain area, I believe, in this version of the game. Nope, that wasn't the right spot to jump from. I just want to get that ginger. Given declaring also hate for the random honeycombs. Yeah, they're the worst. was going to use some fire eggs on this Yeti and Scorpion thing, but I haven't unlocked them yet. Okay, was it here? Yes! Amazing. But I can't make it across there, I'm pretty sure, but I can drop down from above. It looks like there's only one note there anyway, so maybe not even worth it. Oh, okay. You can take damage from those even when attacking them. Got to be careful. So we still see evidence of the sort of industrial furnace underbelly of this area with the chimneys poking up out of the ground. It's just, I don't think we're going to get to go there, but we'll see. I could be surprised. I can't jump on those either. Apparently they infinitely extend into the air as well. Hey! Ginger! Whee! No. Yes. Oh. I misread that situation again, thanks to isometric viewpoints. But we can easily make that with the jump. Oh. Ow. Was that the scorpion tail? Ah. That was actually a pretty banjo-esque sound I just made. Ah. Oh, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, why is there Spiral Mountain music here? They really ran out of memory for music, didn't they? No! Get the glide off, you fool. Cool. Another glide. Perfect. One note and one honeycomb. Not that it'll do me any good ever. Because I'm still missing some. Might as well get the notes. I don't know how many I'm going to need for Bozai's final move. There's a lot of Yetis out here. Also, I feel like the layout is not really matching up to what was... I shouldn't have bothered. It's only one note. To what was in GBA, yeah. I was going to say. Yap-a-doo-ba-doo. I would sing you the Italian entry, but I don't know the words. They're all in Italian. I don't speak it. Yeah, it's not quite the same if I'm just going do-do-do-do. Grunty's creatures don't seem to have problems with the cold weather around here. Okay, thanks for telling me that, I suppose. Oh, 21 more notes? I don't know about that. Seems pretty demanding, friend. Okay. Well, can we go up here? This is really tough. You know what? I don't blame Heil for not finishing this game. When I say not finishing, what happened was he was missing 2 notes at the end and he couldn't find them anywhere no matter where he looked. So he said, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. I'm not going to play the game anymore. And as far as I'm concerned, I've finished it. His theory was that they forgot to put 2 notes in. Or else they'd hidden them so deviously that not even the most dedicated fan ever ended up finding them. So let me see. Totals 21. I needed more than that for the last unlock. Well, I know I can get at least one from an Oracle statue somewhere. But there was one in Spiller's Stacks that I couldn't get. And I was kind of at an impasse in Freezing Furnace, but well, I'm going to go back. It's my only choice right now. It's my best choice, the one that I most prefer. But the notes, how am I going to get those notes? Ugh. I'm really not a fan of this overly complex isometric platforming. Maybe I should play one of those old school isometric platformers. Oh, that's what I'm doing next week on stream. Lol. Yes, please, Bozai. You don't have enough notes. I'll fit it and get me 400 glittering ones. 500 total in the game. I don't know where else I could go. Oh, I might get up there. Let's try it. I'm just avoiding fighting these. It takes too long. And they respawn anyway. There we go. Just hop up there. Easy peasy. That gets us another Jiggy. 2 more notes. Oh, I'm rolling in it. I can grab one more down here. Glide. Okay, 382. Still missing 18 notes for that last move, which is probably fire eggs. But really, what good could fire eggs do me at this point? Considering they don't seem like they're going to solve any puzzles here. The ice eggs really didn't do me any good, did they? Oh. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Wait, I'll check my Jinjos. Missing a blue Jinjo. Oh, there's definitely something I'm missing in there. 2 out of 3. So if there's 2 more Jiggies I can get from Oracles, then I'll have enough to open the last thing, whatever that is. Probably that warp pad where the Grunty head should be. So that's what I'll do. Did I get the one in Spills Harbor? No, because Spills Harbor had... Okay. Spills Harbor. What's the other world? Breegull Beach, Bad Magic Bayou. Bad Magic Bayou. My revelation about the Jiggies came after Spills Harbor, so I would have got the one in there. And I don't think there is one in Bad Magic Bayou because that's where I found the out-of-place yellow Ginger. So... But that leaves a Ginger Oracle in Breegull Beach that is potentially untapped. Ugh. But I don't think that'll actually bring me up to the total I need, which is enough to clear the game. Where is... Dang it. I'm breaking down. It's all falling apart. Where is beach? Breegull Beach. It was back this way. Yeah, that's right. Well, I gotta say, I'm disappointed in myself. But this game... Yeah, you would have had to backtrack to get this anyway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, that jingle is supposed to play when it's revealed, but it plays when you get it in this game. Oh, wrong way. Go back. Well, at least I've shown all the worlds of the game. I really don't know what's in the final confrontation or Grunty's castle. But I'm really reaching the end of my tether here. And I don't want to just roam around getting lost and not finding anything. So since I don't remember how many Jiggies I needed... 2 more! 2 more! Alright, I'm done. Game's over. Go home. Sorry about that. I didn't manage to finish it. Too bad. I'm kind of impressed at what they managed to do here, how it looks, how it plays. But it's not as good as the Game Boy Advance one. It doesn't play as well, which causes real problems sometimes when you're trying to get, some of the collectibles and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. I've said it before, go play the GBA version. If you're really curious about this, just watch the video. Given says, I ran out of brain juice like an hour ago. Woo! Same. Oh well. I'm more or less satisfied with the completion I did here today. I am happy that I did full playthroughs of those missions, installments, because that's something that I haven't seen online before. So it's good to have that out there for preservation purposes, even though it's got my stupid voice yammering over the whole thing. Yeah. That's it. Like I said, next week I'll be playing more retro-style isometric games. This one was kind of a modern-ish, revival of the style of games that really put Rare on the map, or Ultimate play the game, back in the Spectrum days, with them kind of innovating in the 3D isometric platformer space. That became part of the legacy of the company and led to a few other projects down the line, and had their own inspiration. They inspired other developers to create similar games that then inspired others and so on. But yeah, we can talk about all that next week. It's a rich legacy, and should be interesting to look at some other Rare games that aren't talked about much. That's what's on the docket. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge has been an interesting journey today, and thank you for coming along on the journey with me. Yes. Bye. Stay safe. Bye. Drink water and refill your brain juice. Goodbye.